Hello, friends, and welcome to the beginning of your weekend. It's the NECC. It's the penultimate week of the fall season. I can't believe it. You can't believe it. But perhaps we should introduce ourselves since we know that you're the audience. I'm Relic, joined by Galgan for the first half of this evening. Of course, Storm Warrior on point with production. Galgan, 4 more matches, 4 more bits of excellence to enjoy over the next few hours or so.
Indeed, we may be close to the end of the season, but belief is temporary and Rocket League is forever, at least for the time being. I have to admit, though, looking at the lineup for these matches tonight, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. I expressed this earlier. We don't have our usual emergence action to carry us through this Friday evening now, do we?
No, we're going to be navigating our way through that very division, at least for the matches that myself and you will be covering, as you can see over there. Yes, I got it right this time. We got, first of all, Thomas Esports versus Dalhousie University, and that's a really fascinating one, our first series, as neither of these teams have a positive win-loss record, so a lot on the line as they look to try and consolidate their position in the Atlantic Division. Sorry, it's not Navigators, it's Challengers. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we are going to navigate our way eventually to the correct answer, which is that Navigators will be part of our second matchup. Newberry College Varsity up against WPI White. Then we have 2 more matches. You can see the third of them there, where we've got Unigray versus UAH Black. The fourth match, I guess I will leave it to our friends over on the other side of the bracket, of the juncture here, to say, hey, this is what we're covering. But for now, it's just the 2 matches at the top and middle of your screen, where, you know, that's where we'll be turning our focus to. And let us focus in then on these 2 teams. A 2-4 for Thomas Esports and a 2-3 for Dalhousie. Take us through the lineups.
Thomas Esports, right. First lineup we have here. Starting players, Genetics, Strudel, and Mavi. So we have 2 freshmen and a sophomore. We can talk so much about how they, are the young guns here in Rocket League, that all too familiar talking point. But focusing more on their record, as you said, Thomas Esports are 2-4 right now, and their opponents, Dalhousie, on the other side, 2-3. Very similar records, very similar results as well between these teams. They both have losses to the WPI Goats and JWU Blue. They both also have a win, a pretty recent win over the Post Eagles for Thomas, and a week 1 win over the Post Eagles for Dalhousie. So similar results lead to similar records. These teams on paper couldn't be much closer.
Yeah, before we actually take a deeper look into Dalhousie, I think it's worth mentioning that record, I think it's more accurate to say that it's 4 losses then 2 wins, because that's exactly what their trajectory has looked like. And we talk a lot in collegiate Rocket League about how, and just collegiate esports in general, that, some of these players will be playing together for the first time at the start of a season. It's going to take time for them to gel, especially if there isn't their primary esport. And we've seen after 2 sweeps, picking up their first game win against McGill University and then losing in a sweep again against Champlain Sun, they get a sweep of their own against Hartford Red. They win in a best of 5 gone the distance against Post Eagles. And so in regards to the last couple of weeks, Thomas Esports is one of the teams in form. But looking over at their opponents in Dalhousie, I think I agree with you. Look at their results in comparison to, right? So they face the Post Eagles in week 1 as opposed to Thomas Esports facing them last week. The same record suggests that perhaps this is going to be as close a matchup as certainly the match pickers will hope it to be. Our starting lineup here: Jarrow, Kindy, and Binge One, engineering, computer science, and marine biology. That will serve him well in the Aquadome. I think ultimately, with not much on the line for either of these teams in terms of promotional chances, it's at least an opportunity to basically solidify the good work that they've put in this split, and looking forward to winter, maybe for better fruits of their labor.
You're right on it here. Both these teams, something to prove. For as much as we've hyped it up for them being as close as they possibly can, a decisive victory here will do wonders for the morale of the squad, and it is Dalhousie entering here to try and stifle this aforementioned momentum that you brought up for the side of Thomas. They've got 2 wins off the back to bring themselves to 2-4. Will they find third? We're underway here with the clock ticking in a quite awkward direction, but we'll figure it out as we get there. Game 1 overway.
Crucial here. Meets Jarrow, maybe stepping in. Again, met here at the near post by Kindy. Dalhousie is definitely... Ooh. Ah, okay, I see. Yes, so We just had word through that it seems that we've got a bit of a dodgy lobby. You know, you hate to see a dodgy lobby. And so in the interest of competitive integrity, we're going to be resetting that lobby. So that was all exciting. We were all getting settled in, ready for the best of 5. But these things do happen. And ultimately, the players are the most important ones here. And so we shall be back into that series, starting from square one as soon as possible.
I have to say, you know, at a point, I like competitive integrity. It keeps all of the competition, you know, integrative, if that's a word. I'm just going to bypass that one. But I also would be interested to see, you know, if the clock's ticking up, maybe we get a true football or soccer length match here and we just run the full 90 minutes counting up the whole way through. And I'm curious if that's the format that we've switched to, and us here in the booth have just not been let in on the prank. It's a little bit late, not quite April, but I guess we're working our way towards that first of the month. So we'll see. Maybe just a very early time to joke.
You know, Rocket League is such a status quo game. It's not really changed much in terms of its fundamentals for a long time. It's the players that change the game with learning more mechanics. And if you were to look at something like, oh, I don't know, the long forgotten at this point Rocket League Sideswipe, of course, that released on mobile, just taking away one dimension but also shortening the match length to 2 minutes, it completely revolutionizes how you play that game. Whereas, you know, we see total rotation in Rocket League nowadays. You do see something similar in Sideswipe, but there's also more of an emphasis on goalkeeping and more of an emphasis on working out a defense rather than trying to just go straight over the top of one with some Route 1 Rocket League. So I think you could look at it the other way as well. I think that Rocket League would be a very different game if it was 10 minutes in length or something even, let alone 90 that you will find in soccer. But those are all ifs and buts, and I don't see the game, especially the esports, changing too much over the next couple of years. It's not going to take a couple of years to get back into this series, though. We are restarting the clock. Game number 1, Thomas v Dalhousie. The former in blue, and the latter in the yellow.
We've gotten it underway fairly quickly here, and all it took was turning the clock upside down so it counts the other way, like an hourglass, because that's, you know, that's exactly how it works here behind the scenes. So as we continue on, Genetics will look to get Thomas started here. Early goings, we expect these teams to set their own pace, go back and forth, but Thomas looked decisive early on, Mavi nearly with the double. Strudel doesn't come around in time, but top corner, bounce into the bar, and Strudel taps it home. Clean as you like, first goal.
That is the cheapest opening goal for Strudel that he will have in his entire collegiate career. Helped onto the ball by Kindy. But hey, the claim doesn't matter. They came out of the box with intention, and that intention has paid off. An early 1-0 lead. Now if they can maintain this pressure, that's really where we're going to see just how competitive they'll end up in the next 4 minutes or so, my word.
Oh, you say maintain the pressure. I don't think they've really wasted any time keeping that one going, but conceding a little bit of space here for Jaro to come through and at least get a little sniff of a clear before that is snuffed out and sent back to the back wall once again. Strudel launches another at the post, saved away. Genetics going for the follow-up, and the far side has been left adrift there for Dalhousie. Thomas get 2.
Decisive, but made the wrong decision, Binge One. I like the idea of taking the ball away from what you think is a dangerous area, but because of this aggressive press that Thomas Esports is putting together, they've spread out well across the entirety of the field. So despite taking it away from a dangerous area, it's sort of out of the frying pan and into the burning house that surrounds you. It's not a great look for them, but it's just well played by Thomas in the offense, 2-1.
Burners truly have been set to a very high temperature here early on from Thomas. Pace has been set. They look to keep that on lock here, but a clear through, 2-0. Open net should be a finish. Easy enough. Right under the bar. Jaro will get the first for Dalhousie.
And this is where the aggressive press shows its flaws. All you need is a solid escape plan that is executed well, and you should find yourself with an empty net right down the other side of the pitch. Thomas Esports may be a little bit overconfident in their abilities, trying to scare Dalhousie off the pitch. Dalhousie now have that first flag in the ground for their own sake, and I hope that they are able to at least continue positively, even if they are under the cosh.
And even if Thomas start to pull back a little bit, Dalhousie, the response then becomes for them to try and find more opportunities from the neutral game, but they haven't really been afforded too many good looks thus far within the first 2 minutes or so of this game. As you can see, Thomas back to their typical activities here, but another big clear comes out. Redirect as well off the back wall. Does Jaro have this? Sends it to another double. Finisher is above the crossbar as well, and Dalhousie sent searching for more.
That should have been 2-2. You knew it. I knew it. Everyone in the audience probably knows it. And now they're struggling in defense, almost stumbling over each other. That's a real shame because what a chance. Not even one chance, 2 chances for an equalizer to really sow some seeds of doubt in the Thomas lineup.
Well, they've still got hope, though, as long as Thomas just sort of walks this one around the offensive zone without being too threatening on the opportunity, but they're certainly racing for it, and Dalhousie cannot afford to make a defensive mistake at this point. Looking for the counterattack in this seemingly one-dimensional first game of the series. Genetics trying to pull a huge fake out, but seeing through the ruse there, the defenders stand tall, and Dalhousie keep this one somewhat close to a distance within the equalizer area. Jaro blocked out of that second goal.
My eyes narrow. Was that a fake or was that just a feels bad backflip? Either way, Thomas do get away with it. That much we can most certainly agree on. And they're still looking good in the offense. They're playing a bit fast and loose with their midfield presence, which is non-existent, by the way. But Dalhousie really need to capitalize fast, because little picks in the midfield here, that's going to lead immediately to a third goal on the board. And now that hill, which was very much surpassable, that bump in the road, which they could certainly get over, it's looking a little bit bigger now. Still plenty of time, though, to work something.
And it can be so devious, those last-minute adjustments there. Still plenty of time on the clock, but you can tell Dalhousie were starting to smell that goal in the water, just pushed a bit too far forward, and Thomas were able to capitalize on the counter as they have done, and Dalhousie, both of these teams doing a solid job. Good push here, though, but blocked away. Thomas defense stands strong despite having to fling themselves at the play. Plenty of boost, though, to get the clear. Mavi comes through all the way to the middle of the pitch, and Thomas looks to set themselves very strong here, not allow Dalhousie another chance.
It just feels like a bit of a Constantino effect, this Dalhousie offense, where it's taking too short amounts of time to follow up and then too long amount of time. All while this is happening, Thomas is still able to get some great defensive blocks right in front of their net. Only 60 seconds left now for Dalhousie to find 2, and even then that would only be taken into overtime, but that is the first step that they have to overcome here, if they can overcome it in the first place.
And Jaro looks to do just that, initiating plenty of the plays here for Dalhousie, but missing on the follow-up through the corner. It will be Binjwan to come through, try and pick up the pieces where they were left off. The puzzle yet to be completed here for Dalhousie. About 30 seconds left in regulation. The game hasn't really slowed down too much, but Binjwan, ball goes over the top, and now Genetics has plenty of time to try and kill this play in the corner. Big clear, but possession will still rest with Thomas.
20 seconds left on the clock. Oh, that's a miss from Strudel. And this might be a great opportunity for Dalhousie. Jaro's up, backward, looking for that second touch. Oh, what a save away by Strudel. That is not the first time that he has managed to make a save on the line. This much more of his own doing than the previous occasion. That much is for sure. Dalhousie had their chances. They had their chances, Gaugan, and they did not make them pay. Thomas Esports, they're starting up the engine, aren't they? They're starting up the engine. They fired some tank shots. That's a Thomas the Tank Engine reference. There, 1-0 up in the series.
So it really does feel like the start of something greater. Again, I hesitate to use the word momentum in Rocket League because it can be such a fickle word to use. It just, every single time you think a team establishes themselves and you go, all right, surely there's no way that they break from this form, they turn around and probably get Braziled in the ensuing game, because that's just how Rocket League ends up working out. But for Dalhousie specifically, again, we see one goal fall for them, and it's off of a pretty massive gap that Thomas leaves on their offensive side of things. They just push up a bit too far. So we still want Dalhousie to show us that neutral game aggression, that 3-on-3 opportunity, even if they push forward and look for a demo, try and open up that space themselves. Don't always prey on Thomas's mistakes, because there may not be enough mistakes made in a single game to win the series.
we've worked together for a few weeks now, Galgan. I think that momentum is surely in the mindset with you here, because it's one of my favorite words, but I think in Rocket League terms nowadays, it's more of a macro term than a micro term. Momentum can work against you within the space of games. Like, for example, Dalhousie, not only should be 1-0 down here, but Dalhousie, realistically, with the chances that they had, should have forced game 1 to an overtime. They didn't. And so that's going to be playing into their minds, and it's up to Thomas now to create the momentum for themselves by picking up a second game win in a row.
And I'd even argue that that concept of momentum reaches out into the mental world a bit more for these players, because in terms of physical capabilities, they have the mechanical skills to do what they need to accomplish in order to win these games, but mentally, to come back from a crushing defeat can be a tall task, but not for Binge1 here. First goal for Dalhousie.
So the big difference here is that we've seen a much more proactive Dalhousie University. They've not invited Thomas Esports onto them. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They've been really pressuring their defensive rotation, and that's what leads to a loose ball into the midfield. And you've got Binge1 there, ready to press upon it. Thankfully, that shot's on target. Thankfully, that's a 1-0 lead for Dalhousie when they easily could have been 1-0 down themselves. It might be 1-1 in quick succession, but a miss there and a lack of pressure from Thomas. In fact, it might go down the other way, no. But Thomas, not looking as secure as they were 5 minutes ago.
You've still got to give credit to Dalhousie here. A couple of misses in the middle of the field, but you can't blame them for a lack of effort. And that's what you need in this area, this Challengers division. You know that you can feel confident enough to find the touch that's necessary in any given situation, but you're not going to make the touch if you don't jump for it. There's obviously limits to how far you would go to extend for a play like that. But for Dalhousie, that proactive play that you were mentioning is all about the players getting up early and often for the challenges, but look at that masterclass on getting the goalie out of the way, tied up here from Thomas.
But in the lead up, Gaugan, a solid 30 seconds of mistake after mistake after mistake. It all starts with an attempted clearance, which was blocked by their own teammate. And once that ball was stuck in that final third, it was not leaving. Thomas gaining confidence, seeing an opportunity, and really pouncing upon it, especially with a great power play like that.
And pouncing, but not necessarily needing to do a whole lot of legwork to get to that pounceable position. Just sort of waiting for that one to fall down from the backboard. That waterfall, all too crucial of an angle for these teams that is so necessary to lock down from a defensive standpoint. You've got to be on those reads because you know that either team is going to be able to use it effectively. Binge1 picks up a pass off the backboard, as we say. Dalhousie get a lead back.
You say straight into the garbage can, we say straight into the bin, and that's exactly where the defense for Thomas Esports ended up at the end of that play. But again, all thanks to the offensive pressure from Dalhousie. Rocket League is such an aggressive, it's such an aggressive place now. You've got to fight fire with fire sometimes. Counter-attacking methods do work from time to time, but you can't rely on it winning you a series. So to see Dalhousie making that adjustment mid-series and really taking the game to Thomas, it's incredibly encouraging for me as an analyst of this game.
And honestly, it almost rings true to regular sports psychology as well. If you consider, soccer over here in the States or football for whoever you like, you can't necessarily run head on at your opponent and truck them into the ground in order to win the ball. You'd get a penalty for that. But demolitions exist in this game. Bumps and every sort of play that you can take to try and get a defender out of the way. You mentioned about Rocket League being such an aggressive space right now. That is largely due to the fact that aggression will win you a lot more challenges than just idly sitting by and waiting for the ball to fall into your lap.
Kindy strides forward and does pick up the 100 boost, but pays for it with his live Strudel. That was on target, and the save was made. Striding into the midfield, but that's going to fall kindly to Kindy. Wow, up to Binge1, looking for the double touch, not going to find it. Falls to Strudel, nice touch away. Jarrow steps in now. Continued offensive rotations, cutting in Dalhousie. Nice to see. Falls back to Binge1, that's going to go wide.
And we've been saying Binge1's name a ton here in game number 2, certainly stepping into his own. Jarrow was mostly the initiator in game 1 for Dalhousie and had a couple of struggles, but Kindy now comes through to make it a full 3 effort. The entire squad getting a piece, but what a challenge here. Sent to the far side, just inside the mark, and Genetics ties us up.
Let this be a lesson to all. Winning a challenge in your own half can prove fruitful, especially if the opposition defense is so consumed with cutting in again and again. And this is exactly to your point, Galgan. You can't just pummel someone's defense into the ground and think, they're going to crack eventually, because eventually you're going to have a chance that escapes your grasp. The ball's going to fly down the other side of the pitch, and if it just so happens to be on target, like that was, then it is going to go in. It's another shot, this slightly short of the post, and there's the clearance. 1 minute left.
That is such a flying save, though, to make it. All of a sudden, Thomas are starting to invest in some real stock in this game. Ajaro looking to pick up off the sidewall, actually gets beat, and it's a challenge that falls all the way in front of the net. Who else other than Genetics to punch it home, and Thomas roll out in front.
It's all in your Genetics, and once again, caught upfield Dalhousie. Genetics on his bike wins the race. That's a tight angle. He's still got to do a lot of work there to make sure that it's on target, as well as him getting to the ball first. He completes both tasks to perfection, and Thomas, from 1-0 down, from looking a little bit of a shadow of their former selves, find themselves with a lead with barely any time remaining.
I think we've got to check that bike that Genetics is on. I think it may contain an engine that could honestly breach the cost cap farther than Red Bull could ever dream of, but we'll have to see if Genetics is able to pull out more. For Dalhousie, they're looking for their response. Midfield hold is only resulting in challenges, and that's all they can buy at the current moment. 15 seconds to go, looking for a clear. It is Kindy to get things started. Bajaro's already jumped up, awkward position, still forces the challenge down, and now it's Bingewan to come through in the corner. Centers this one up, and they've left Kindy alone to shoot it, but Mavi with a massive save in the bottom corner. Genetics goes for the clear. 0 seconds on the clock, and Bingewan can't get to the ball. Thomas on the verge of a sweep.
It was so fast. I bet many people wouldn't have caught the fact that that did hit the woodwork. And then it ricocheted off his car and out. On another day, that just goes straight into the net. So my goodness me, Thomas could count themselves lucky, but you got to put yourself in the position to make sure that the save is able to be made rather than what could have happened, which is the goal. So ultimately, it's a risk, it's a gamble. It's a natural 20 that's turned up for them, and it's now a natural 2-0 scoreline in the series, which means that Thomas Esports are a match point. And I think that is slightly unfair on Dalhousie, but on this occasion, it wasn't that they weren't taking their chances. It's that there were too many mistakes on the back line.
It really does boil down to that, doesn't it? I mean, there's only so much that you can look back at that final opportunity and think what could have been. It was still a strong start to get the ball to that position. But again, like you said, that goal goes in, fairly often in that sequence. It's just this is the one time that it doesn't. So we get back to that mental factor again of how much do you weigh the fact that you lost that game in an incredibly close fashion versus how much are you weighing the fact that now you have to win 3 games in a row against Thomas Esports, who not only in game 1 showed that they have the ability to get a dominant lead and hold on to it, but now in game 2, they have the resolve to fight back against your early aggression.
All right, so game number 3 then. It is a game where I hope Dalhousie will continue to show the improvements that we saw from game number 2. First and foremost, because they have every chance of reverse sweeping this series. That is a genuine compliment to them because they've got it within them. But they need to cut out the mistakes. It's just that final bit of tweaking which will take them over the line. And it all starts with, once again, coming out the blocks, showing your intent, starting strong, and Bingewan with a shot. It's towards the net, but it's working the defense, even if it's not on target.
It's almost as if you favor Dalhousie here in the deeper third, in the offensive third, more so than in the middle of the pitch, because their ability to find these challenges has largely been limited by their speed to the ball. The Strudel, massive save, and a second to boot as well. Huge performance to save 2 separate shots, 2 separate players. Thomas keep it level. And
that's Strudel again. The man's got some clutch gloves on and he's willing to use them. Over 4 minutes left. The score still 0-0, but Dalhousie most certainly the favourites. That's another shot. Weaker, and Genetics equal to it. Infield, looking for Bingewan. Bit too much mustard. It finds its way to the other side of the pitch, but look how fast Kindy was there, on target once again. Dalhousie not letting this defence slip up for 1 second. They're converting very quickly here. Midfield touches, everything to boot and everything to play for, forcing this on to Mavi, who takes an early touch, and now a potential window out as Jaro forced to tap this up higher towards the ceiling and over to the side, because Genetics now, massive challenge through. Both teams finding success with stifling the early defensive push. Mavi tries to go far side, but it's not quite on the mark. Genetics, though, will go back, and it's a fairly open net. The defense lets it slip for 1 second, and Thomas scores. And the defense was slipping for a long time because it all starts with Jaro going up for a block. He utilizes so much of his boost tank just to get a touch to the ball, which gives it back to a Thomas Esports player. And by the time that every one of them are back in position, that lacking of boost, I should say, plays into Thomas's hands perfectly. So once again, Dalhousie with the stronger start, but this time Thomas gets themselves first blood.
And it's all that matters at the end of the day, that goal score line. No matter how you get them to hit the back of the net, still counts on the board. 3 minutes to play now. Dalhousie looking for more to keep themselves alive here as Strudel comes out of the corner, beats Charo over the top. Good early one, but Binjuan comes through. Back and forth we go. Backward, Binjuan looking for the finisher. No boost to get over the top of that challenge, though. Genetics, calm, cool, collected. Strudel comes through as well, and Thomas stand tall.
Oh, positionally speaking, wonderful defense work from Thomas. And even though it looks a little bit like it's held together by shoestrings at certain points, it's held together still. And it's just getting over the line as, oh my word, that does eventually Strudel with the impossible angle. How he gets this, I mean, is there an angle to work with? He gets the second, oh my word, he almost finds it, but hey, goes in eventually, 2-0, and now you are a bit worried for Dalhousie. Now you got 2 goals to find.
Exactly. If it wasn't enough of a defensive scramble just sent to the crossbar and everybody's trying to get the clear, sent into a forced own goal, not the best of looks, but still hope for the squad. Still just under half of game number 3 remaining, and these games have not necessarily been foregone conclusions for the most part. Big challenge here in the middle of the field, resulting in a demo, but more importantly a goal as Dalhousie close up the gap.
That's creative. You can see here Genetics is once again, positionally speaking, in the perfect place to defend against any challenge that might go against them. So what do? You just remove the problem. And that's exactly what they end up doing. 2-1, 2-0, 8 left.
Now, opportunity for Genetics off the kickoff here, looking to extend Thomas once again off the sidewall. Good control. Dalhousie 3 strong towards that strong side of the pitch, looking for control on this opportunity. Jaro will take a quick shot, but does not come to fruition. Kindi as well blocked out, and Mavi goes back the other side. Thomas, really solid job of creating instant pressure here, sending the ball on target immediately, taking shot after shot, making sure Dalhousie have limited time to find the clear of their own.
So yeah, Thomas are just looking to time waste at this point. The more time they burn off the clock, the less chance that Dalhousie have to score. And if they can keep possession in all of that, all the better. As Mavi is going to not find a way through the corner on this occasion. Strudel now picks up the play. Going for that flip reset off the top of the box. Kindi's a strong challenge in midair. Oh, look at this Genetics early call. Second touch not found. And the ball cleared, but with only 70 seconds left, once again, Dalhousie still find themselves behind. Now a power play of their own, but no one ready to strike it home.
We're truly seeing Thomas get back into that early Game 1 form. So oppressive towards the back wall. Nice challenge from Kindi, goes just wide. Now off the back wall yet again, and both teams doing an excellent job of recycling this ball through the rotation. Jaro trying to sow confusion here in the defensive ranks, but Strudel sees through surgically and clears this ball out to the corner. 45 to play, looking for a center of his own. Unsuccessful, but again, it's taken so much time off the clock here with Genetics pushing into the corner as well. Beating 1, beating 2, self-dish off the back wall, and Thomas with a 2-goal lead.
It's not pretty because at the speed, I mean, it's trickling in. It's going so slowly, but it's just that little lift. And sometimes there's nothing you can do as a defender. You can cover your angles as well as you try, but those goals, they look horrible, but it's well worked. And Thomas Esports now just 30 seconds away from a 3-0 sweep.
Big challenge here to the back wall, sent aside, and tougher ball here for Dalhousie to get moving towards the corner, but they do. Soft pop-up here, Mavi, misplay, bump Strudel out. You could not have gifted more of an open window, but such a tough read to make. You can never expect that to happen if you're Dalhousie, but now they're scrambling for more, and they might have just left their golden ticket on the ground and away from their own possession. Time winding down, goal differential too large, series done and dusted. Thomas University 3-0 sweep.
And the fat controller laughed. So that is a convincing 3-0 sweep, and yet also somehow not a convincing 3-0 sweep. I think that Thomas Esports were given that by Dalhousie, really. It's difficult to pick it apart because there are so many facets which just went wrong at the wrong time for their opposition.
Yeah, I'm struggling to come up with words myself as well, because while it feels like this is a very deserved win for Thomas and for Dalhousie, at the same time, you don't necessarily want to write this off as, oh, it's just a sweep. Dalhousie didn't show up to play. They obviously did, but at a certain point, this series kind of feels like blink and you miss it. Like, the opportunities were there for Dalhousie. If they capitalize on a couple others, we would be talking about Game 4 and Game 5 in this one. But it felt like that was over in a flash, not necessarily to Dalhousie's benefit, but they certainly will have a good amount to look over after the fact and, watching the series back. But it certainly felt like that was a quick one.
It almost feels like... It almost feels like the Three Monkeys parable, doesn't it? Where they weren't alert enough, they didn't see the opportunities, and they didn't speak or communicate enough. Such is the way, and sadly for them, that's a 3-0 sweep, but it's a 3-0 sweep that I'm sure that they will learn plenty from. And hopefully there'll be a lot more to learn as we take a look at our next matchup after the break, as Newberry College Varsity go up against Worcester Polytechnic Institute. That's coming up after this. It's your penultimate week of the NECC fall season for 2022, and we're about to hit the halfway stage after this match. So I hope that you will join us, myself being Relic, him being Galgan, of course, Storm Warrior on production once again. And Galgan, after watching some, not emergence, of course, watching some challengers get to grips with trying to turn a losing record into at least a middling record, if not a winning record. Oh boy. So in this upcoming match, we have a team that has not won a single game all season.
Yes, that is true. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really have much to add to that. I think it kind of speaks for itself. They're looking for their first game victory. I believe that they can get it done here. Now, I don't want this to sound like a shot taken at either team, but I think that this matchup is one that Worcester Polytechnic Institute, WPI, White can potentially get the better of here and at least make the statement heard early. It is against Newberry College Varsity. You and I actually covered the Week 5 matchup, and here is the Newberry College Varsity roster. For those of you who need to remember, it is Corrupt, Depresses, and Be the Kid. 2 seniors, 1 sophomore. This squad currently 2-4. That matchup that we saw was an unfortunate end to their stint against the Eastern Eagles Maroon, but looking for a little bit of change of fate here against WPI.
Yeah, so the stat that we brought out against their opponents in that, the Eastern Eagles Maroon squad, was that they'd won a series, then they'd lost, then they won, then they'd lost, and so we're like, hey, week 5, it's an odd week out, so surely they're going to win, but no. And actually since then, they've gone on to record 3 3-0 sweeps against them in the last 3 weeks. And it's worth mentioning that every time that they have lost a series, they have not won a single game, which brings us full circle then right back to the WPI White roster. There is not much to shout home about, unfortunately, for the likes of Mr. Macaroni, great name, Docile Sword, Vash the Stampede. As we spoke about at the top of this segment, they have not won a single game. Scored goals? Yes. But they have not won a single game against any of their opponents. That includes the aforementioned Eastern Eagles Maroon squad that lies at the very top of the table. You got the likes of NEC Blue as well, who beat WPI White 3-0. But here's the thing, Newberry College has beaten them 3-0. And so as much as I am in agreement with you, especially based on current form, this is as good a shot as a game win as WPI White has ever had, I would suggest. But are they going to be able to take a series? I still think that the odds are very much in the favor of their opponents. Yeah, genuinely, this is not going to be easy for WPI. They are still going to have to exert a large effort here to bring this one over the line. Newberry are certainly going to be eyeing this up and thinking this is our ticket to 3-4, redemption a bit here. But WPI on the other side, that 0-6, they want so desperately to put it behind them. And for most of their results, it's going up against teams, like you said, at the top of the table here that WPI have been forced to play against. So they can somewhat chalk it up to that. But I have a feeling that as we get into game number 1, which is just about to kick off, we may get answers very quickly here as to what has been the ongoing issue potentially for WPI, or they may end up surprising us. Either way, series underway, and Newberry have wasted no time, rather 8 seconds to get the first. I was going to agree with you, and I was going to say I'm pretty sure that we'll have a good idea as to how this series is going to go from game 1, which is usually blasphemous. Game 1 is usually the most anomalous game in any Rocket League series, be it best of 3s, 5s, especially 7s. That defense wasn't looking so hot from WPI White, and I just hope that that's nerves. I just hope that's a little bit of early game jitters and a bit of rust that they have to shake off. Right now it's just about defending well, keeping the score down, and maybe looking for those opportunities to break. Right,
the one way you could also chalk it up, just the kickoff, the transition of that play and how it begins to transpire everything. Be the Kid, though. Solid launch from the side wall here. Second goal falls for Newberry, and it's just capitalizing on this slower roll. Mr. Macaroni pulls off, thinking this ball is going to end up dwindling its way down back towards the side, but Be the Kid, solid read, solid launch as well. Shot accuracy is something you need here in Navigators, and Newberry have it for now.
And look, I think it's very easy to look at that goal and be almost like John Travolta, like, where's the defense gone? Well, actually, Newberry have to be given credit there because they zoned out the defense on either side of the field. So although they were trying to rotate back into place, they weren't allowed to rotate back into place. And so as much as that looks like a very easy goal to concede, I think we've got to give Newberry credit on this one because they did everything right in that play.
Absolutely. WPI now tasked with responding, still just past the first minute, so plenty to go. Back wall opportunity, missed, but the defense has let it slip. Bottom corner, and the finishing touch is not accurate enough. Sent away. Better look than any for WPI to start things off, but Corrupt will punish on the other side. In Newberry, they have the response ready and raring to go.
So the old cliche goes that the open net is the most difficult one to score, but that wasn't difficult. that was your 5 meters out. You got to put that away. And for the team to just collapse on rotation back with the defense picked apart and a third goal put in, I fear for WPI White, even at this early stage, it could be a very, very long day at the office. It's been a bit of a long month at the office, to be fair.
It has, but again, it's one of the things that you can expect from the Navigators division and from a baseline mechanical ability. These players, you'll see them start to speed up and go for the quick touches, and when they connect, they are powerful enough, but that speed can be overutilized and at the expense of giving your positioning up into a poor spot, especially for WPI. If they want to try and hit this ball hard, they need to make sure that they've set themselves up for success, because now on the defensive side you have Newberry doing the exact same thing, only a tad bit more accurate. Corrupt in the air, and centering pass is solid to be the kid.
Solid, yes. Docile. A little bit too docile at the front post there, but it's not his responsibility. You've got to look to the person at the back post to ensure that that goal doesn't go in. And Vash to Stampede. Well, Stampede in the name, but he wasn't ferocious in his energy to try and meet that ball. And so by the time it does hit the floor, there's going to be a player already in front of him putting that away. The scoreline isn't ugly yet. You know, 4-0 is certainly a big scoreline, but it's not ugly, and so we have to give WPI some credit there, and great credit to Newberry as well, who are not playing, they're not toying with their opponents, they are treating them with respect, and I'm so happy to see that. But just looking at the general lackadaisicalness of this White defense, I mean, again, a shot comes from immediately in front of you, docile sword, not the best starting position, but it's good enough. And they're not utilizing that double jump. They may not have had boost, which wouldn't have helped their cause, but 5 goals now. I mean, look, Newberry, you just got to take this home. This is a 3-0 sweep if you play it properly.
Still, Newberry, you've got to give them credit for knowing what to do with the pace of play here, because they're not necessarily creating this opportunity where every single touch needs to be an absolute banger down the side and try and beat the defense before they can even set their feet. Newberry understand the power of possession control, keeping the ball close when necessary and when best to do so, and just like this, they open up another one, but a massive save there on the goal line in the 2-on-1. Very disadvantageous position, but now back the other way goes Vash. The Stampede denied at that near post though, but WPI, little glimmer there, solid counter, but an even better save to kick things off.
I wish I could remember what car Vash the Stampede is using there as well. It's one that you don't see all too often. But yeah, a good block, good read. Like, there are some elements of WPI which I really like. I'm actually not so worried about their team's synergy necessarily. I think their teamwork is actually quite well, and it's why they've had as many chances down the other side of the pitch as they have done. I'm more worried about their lack of mechanics and basic mechanics and that. We're not talking about not going into the air and not going for the challenges in midair. We're talking about pretty simple misses of the ball and being a little too slow sometimes. So look, game 1 is a write-off, that much is clear at the moment. Newberry continuing to press their advantage. They're going to put home a 6. Really nice shot by the Pressers, by the way. Really, really well taken. But now it's time to reset for game number 2 if you are the team that has just got smashed. Your objective from here on out is to keep that defense tight, and again, look for those avenues out of your defense, because there have been a couple of times where Newberry have pushed up a little too far, much as we said in the last series, Galgan. If a wayward shot or a wayward clearance is on target with enough power, that's a goal for your team.
Exactly. For WPI, there are plenty of avenues on their way in, but plenty of those roads are blocked by Newberry and the ability that they have to dictate the pace of play. As I've said, 7th potentially, but Be The Kid can't corral that one over towards the bottom of the box, so a clear potential here for WPI. And again, trying to force their way in through these quicker touches, slamming into the ball. It's working to get this clear going, but at the middle of the field, Newberry look to resume control here. Game 1's time is dwindling off the clock, and the goal differential will not be solved with as few seconds on the clock. Ball nearing the ground, and sure enough, it does. Newberry walk away with about as convincing of a Game 1 as you could have had in the series.
Yeah, comfortable. Very comfortable. And again, I think huge shout out to them because they had the respect to keep that pressure up and to not slip up too many times on their overzealousness to go and score more goals, because you can see some teams definitely their egos ballooning and thinking, oh, we could score 10 here, but no, they kept themselves very honest to the T, and I really like that about them. It speaks volumes about their personalities and characters, and we'll see what character WPI White have, because as I mentioned, there are certainly some elements there to work from, and I mentioned that first task is to keep the defense tight. The second task after that is to find yourself a goal. And if it's a go-ahead goal in the game, well, then we're starting to roll with the story.
And to be quite honest, we can talk about finding the goal once we get away from WPI's defense conceding 6 goals on 7 shots, because that is a stat line that you cannot be giving up at any level of threes here. And it's difficult twofold, because WPI need to find the positioning that will put them into a solid spot to block these shots away before they get to the target. But Newberry have shown an efficiency to be able to find each other airborne, level with the crossbar. It's not a staggering height that these shots are being taken from, but it's something that forces WPI to react very quickly. They've got to get up in the air as the shot is being taken, maybe even playing off the backboard, which is something that these teams may not be used to as much. But WPI, all of a sudden, right off the kickoff, they have tried to turn this one around. Early opportunity and starting to look better already.
There's a bit of a scuffed touch from Be The Kid that led to that opportunity, but it was a bit too tight the angle. But again, we're seeing WPI players trip over each other, and that's not a good look. But it's a nice look through the middle there from Mr. Macaroni, finding a bit of an eye of the storm to navigate his way through, because it's the Navigator's division. But Newberry themselves are finding a way out of their defense pretty successfully. That said, faster rotations already on this midfield line from WPI White. I just hope that they don't oversell themselves a bit too much. There's a double commit there, but the block is somewhat successful, buys their team some time.
Right, it's throwing your way into the equation to stop Newberry from getting the shot on before it finds its way that deep in the zone. It's, again, fundamental for these teams. Vash trying to line one up, but does not connect. Macaroni, though, able to get one going bottom corner in an advantageous position here for WPI. If Macaroni can send this one up, it's a slow one, pop up high, and somebody looking for the finisher, but they've both passed it between themselves in a very thin margin, and certainly going to want that one back as it comes screaming back the other way.
I'm screaming eternally. That was such a nice pop. That was a gorgeous pop. It was on a plate. How could neither of you put that one away? I'd argue that's a worse miss than the one that we saw in game 1, because at least that the ball was touched. That hit the woodwork. Oh my goodness me. So I think maybe Newberry getting a little bit complacent here as well, because their passing game is very disjointed and they don't look as successful in front of net as they were before Vash to Stampede. Well, there's the go-ahead goal that might turn this series on its head.
Okay, and what a touch here, punishing the defender there for being a bit too slow to get back for the save. It is a substitution, I believe, coming through as well as Champagne Poppy, if I'm reading that correctly, which, very interesting name. I mean, we've got plenty. Vash the Stampede, Mr. Macaroni. It is a naming palooza here for this matchup. But more importantly, WPI White, they're not holding on to the lead for that much longer. Tied up, Champagne Poppy, the sub, comes in and makes an effort.
So this is the question more for the administrators of NECC, and not so much us two. I don't see Champagne on the player list for Newberry. And we do know the cost to teams who play with players who are not registered. So I would just like to get some confirmation from our friends in the back room to see whether this is a legit player who stepped in. Either way, that would certainly explain why they're their rotations are very disjointed all of a sudden because they've taken away a key part of that team that White before with WPI White. But to be fair, Champagne starting to exude his influence on this series now. It's a lovely lift. I mean, this is a gorgeous shot. Catches Vash out completely. And Mr. Macaroni, it's so well placed a shot that even though he's in the best position to do it, he's got to risk hitting his own crossbar just to try and make that save. So ultimately, Newberry with a 2-1 lead and well rescue the situation there. Make that 3. My goodness.
Woo, what a finish. Be the kid right there. I mean, the past opportunity, you can't really hit that shot much better and sends the defense into a frenzy. And yet again, off the kickoff, here it is Newberry this time as Be the Kid picks up the ball, slots it top corner. Very nice finish there and still plenty to play. So certainly Newberry trying to get back into dominant form here and prove that the WPI goal against them merely just a flash in the pan. You see Be the Kid going off the back wall, and again we get back to this conversation of Newberry getting back up into the air on the offensive side of things, setting themselves on that cut above in this matchup as WPI forced to prey upon the mistake. Speaking of, big mistake opens up. Mr. Macaroni punches it home.
And that ball's going to go straight past to the defense there, but it was actually the defense that very much made a lasagna of it. They basically tumbled over each other. There was a lacking of communication and spatial awareness, and so WPI are not going to complain. They're back to a 1-goal game, and scoring 2 goals is certainly a treat for them. Can they score a third, though? No, this one's going to go wide for the moment.
Tapped over, Corrupt looking for more, but back and forth we play from the middle of the pitch along this line, looking for a decisive push into either side, and it will be Newberry to launch. Defense steps on top of each other yet again, and a high pop will find its way over to that far side. Corrupt looking for more. Newberry continued to push, but unsuccessfully finding nothing there and forced to retreat yet again. It's Mr. Macaroni to try and initiate this one left at the top of the box.
Hello.
And all of a sudden, Vash has gone far side to tie this game.
Right, hey, good news. We just had confirmation through. Champagne is legit. He is in with good cause. Didn't stop him from saving that one, though, did he? Vash to Stampede. A lot more clinical in on net this time around. It's great to see. And Newberry, kind of architects of their own downfall on this one. Couple of double commits here and there. And WPI White have just as much chance of taking their first game now than ever.
But you love to see that, right? Because it's all about capitalizing on mistakes at any level, but especially so here in Navigator. So the fact that WPI White have started to play with this increased sense of forward thinking, keeping your head up and your eyes on the ball when the offensive push will grant you the prize. Still work to be done, however. Be the Kid collects the centering pass, rings it off the far side. Woodwork and Newberry get back out in front.
WPI, you're going to have to work as hard as you've ever worked before. It's a decent pass into the midfield, but Vash, where I was talking earlier about being in the right place at the back post but having to take risks, once again we see a player not being proactive enough. You have simply got to force your opponent into a situation that they do not want to be in, and that is trying to force the goal through rather than taking your time. That said, it's a massive overcommit, and Vash to Stampede, it's a hat-trick on the cards, gotta get it in, oh no, it ran away from him, up goes Mr. Macaroni, misses the ball, it's a feels bad backflip from Docile Sword, and Newberry get away with it.
I think that's the first moment in this series where all 6 players genuinely have a chance to score a goal, and finally Be the Kid is the one to do it. It's the clear from the sidewall that sees its way all the way home as the defense tries to get in front, but chaos ensues. Everyone throws a screen on the shot, and nobody's got the save.
That might just be the dagger into the chest of WPI White. 1 goal away, equalizer, my goodness me. Your options are there, but now 2 goals down, and that might just suck all the confidence out of what was a budding little run of form that this team, this plucky team, they haven't won a single game that they were on. Oh my goodness, 30 seconds left. Be the Kid. Now we're starting to see the egos. Now we're starting to see the pride going for plays that they would never dream of, and it's nowhere near the scoreline that we saw in game number 1. 20 seconds left. It's just administration until the end.
The silver lining, though, solid defensive rotation to clear that last opportunity away for WPI, but they're looking for more. A couple more misses come out, and Be the Kid will defuse the situation, play over to the sidewall, and look for more, but get bumped on the way through. Final seconds ticking off the clock. It will be Newberry on top and threatening the series sweep here. Much closer game this time around if you to sort of cross out the final minute or so where WPI just sort of let all that momentum slide away from them. But you really have to love what they brought to the early moments of this game, keeping it level for so long, finding those opportunities. Vash with good shot placement. There's a lot to like from the team.
Not just early game, but mid game as well. Here we were thinking that surely 2 goals down in the early game, that might be it already. But thanks to a mistake from their opponents, they're able to get it back to a 1-goal game and then go on to find another goal on top of that. So I think we both agree on this. The avenue is there to pick up a game win, and with a game win potentially comes the form and the confidence to go on and do greater things. I want to say this stat. The only scoreline in terms of a winning scoreline that Newberry haven't achieved is a 3-1. They got a 3-2 in week 1 against Clark Grey. They got a 3-0 against NEC Blue. So they can complete their winning scoreline collection here if they allow a game to go in favor of WPI White. Then again, they also want to end this successive form of 3 sweeps in a row against them with a 3-0 sweep for themselves, and 5 seconds have elapsed, and that sweep looks all the more likely.
Yeah, so I want to center up on something you just said. If Newberry allow it. That is the key phrase right here. It's Be the Kid to score the first goal for Newberry, so that's 1 goal on 1 shot. Be the Kid in game 2 went 3 goals on 7 shots. 7 shots is enough to single-handedly outshoot WPI, who had 5 in game 2. Even though the scoreline has come to a more level heading in the second game of the series, now you see the multiple steps that WPI need to take to get closer, because it's not enough simply to keep that scoreline close. They have to show that they have the form, both offensively and defensively.
Call the ambulance, but not for me. It was Pinball Wizard there in the goal, and the ball wasn't even involved. You can't concede goals like that. Not like at Navigator's level, at any level. I think we talked about it earlier. You can praise Newberry for the fact that their shot conversion rate is so good, but the reason why their shot conversion rate is so good is because they don't often have defenders in the way blocking those shots away. WPI White, 4 minutes 20. You've still got the lion's share of the game to go, but you've got to be the next ones to score.
And you look at how fast they've turned this ball around the middle of the... to all rights, they were supposed to back up and wait for WPI to come back at them, collect, boost, everything. But Newberry does not care enough. They don't have that respect that was present earlier on in the series. It is running the ball down, constantly getting it to the back wall, and finding the goals wherever they can find them.
And you can see that they're a lot more serious as well. Maybe a bit of a word in the ear from the coach, because Depressus has been subbed back in for Champagne. Oh, sorry, Champagne has been subbed back out for Depressus, and 4 is indeed the number to speak about. Nice finish, but Vash the Stampede, you've got to jump earlier. You jumped way too late, and we've not even hit the 4-minute mark yet. 4-0, surely series done and dusted, barring a miracle.
A very tall mountain to climb for WPI against the original roster that did them so dirty in game number 1. Looking for a change of fate, but it's in their own hands, and they certainly need to start moving those hands as quickly as possible, because Be the Kid has launched this one. A little bit of a double commit to get that one going, but somebody's got to turn faster for that. They don't have enough faith in it, WPI. They had the lane open on the far side, but didn't trust it enough. All of a sudden, big challenge, though, comes out from Mr. Macaroni, looking for more. Slow pop to the corner, and Vash comes through, trying to punch again, but blocked out of the second shot, and the opportunity falls away.
It's a bit of a long shot, but it was an open net opportunity nonetheless, and I would have seen snails reach the ball quicker than what we saw from WPI White, unfortunately. This is not a great clearance. That's straight into the midfield, and Corrupt cutting in on the rotation is going to be able to lock this one down. Depresses back into the midfield, and Newberry, for better want of a term, can relax and play keep away from this stage on. 3 minutes left. WPI White have not shown a single incentivized push towards that blue net. There's not been any major shots, if any shots at all, and I don't see many more coming.
Newberry still looks so solid in the air, though, in comparison in this matchup. You wouldn't necessarily think this is a squad sat at 2 and 4. Everybody's gone for WPI. They have enough time to get back around, though, because the presses can't get the handles on in the corner. But now Docile scored, looking to try and block this one away, potentially set aside. Depresses now will go to the back wall, off the side yet again. Newberry, time and time again, they just wrestle this ball free from the middle of the field. There's not very much resistance in their way, but it is decisive possession gathering from them at every angle. Depresses launches on and scores 5th for Newberry.
I think we can have a little bit of sympathy here as Docile Sword tries to get the read, and he does get the read, but the ball was always falling, and so the touch that you need into the midfield has got to be a strong one, and even when it's a strong one, that's not guaranteed to evade the clutches of an on-rushing attacker, in which case you need someone else, one of your buddies, one of your teammates, moving into the goal mouth to be able to block away any oncoming shot. There is no defender there in time to make that save, and 5 is indeed the magic number now as there's 2 minutes left. 2
minutes to go. Newberry launches on for another attack defensively to bolster themselves against WPI. Corrupt able to pop this one up high and essentially playing keep away, going for a possessive play style and trying to block WPI out of any look, but we need more of that proactive sense of Rocket League here for WPI. Instead, they're keen to just sit back a bit farther, wait for Newberry to walk into the zone. Vash, though, playing forward, sets this one up high. Mr. Macaroni looking for a challenge, and in the right area, but not enough contact with the ball. It sees its way through, too. The lone defender gets beat behind. Beautiful shot placement by B the Kid, and Newberry add more to the insurance fund.
It's just a nice slice, and this sort of shot can go very wrong, especially with someone both in front of you and also behind you trying to interfere with the play. So it does really well to just keep his composure, keep cool, put that one on target, and 6-0. It's are we going to reach those double digits? Maybe, maybe not. I think there's enough in this WPI squad to ignore that Macaroni.
No, I feel confident that we're staying away from there, but the point remains this is the Newberry main roster without any substitutes here, and they look as strong as ever. You hope that they would be able to keep this form up, getting to the final week of the regular season to try and give themselves that level record of 4-4. Currently on 2-4, about to advance to 3-4, courtesy of this game, number 3 of this series in this sweep.
It would certainly be a great boost going into that final week as well. It's not nice losing, and I'm sure that you could ask any of the WPI squad that, and you get a definitive answer as to how it feels to lose again and again and over again. For Newberry, they have suffered the same sort of fate over the last 3 weeks, but to win 3 competitive games on the bounce now, that's going to do them the world of good, and I am hopeful. There is plenty to enjoy with this team, and hopefully they can make that 4-4.
And as we send out this series, final 30 seconds inbound. WPI looking for any little bit of advancement that they can get, but B the Kid is not too keen on letting that occur. Registering plenty of shots, plenty of goals in this game. Number 3, it keeps on coming. I mean, honestly, the Newberry side, they only know one form, and it is this offensive, oppressive mindset.
26 seconds left. The double digits still not impossible. I'm with you. I keep faith. I hope the WPI can keep the number down. As Corrupt almost OGs. And there's going to be a goal for WPI White to enjoy. Docile Sword unsheathed.
The sword strikes at the end of the day, able to find the goal, punches home. Defense, honestly, decent enough rotation to try and get back into position there. But WPI, they get their money's worth here in game number 3. Obviously looking for much more than 1 goal, but they'll take what they can get. Not even garbage time at this point. Anything counts for WPI. It is a solid effort here, but Newberry, the better team on the day of. B the Kid will take to the skies one more time as that time continues to tick off the clock. 0 seconds, ball hits the ground, and Newberry, they advance to 3-4 with a quick sweep as you like.
GG's to both teams. I think for someone like WPI White, it's very easy to just say, what's the point in all this? Like, why are we even playing? But they did play. And so as much as we can criticize their defense and criticize them in parts and heap loads of praise unto their opponents, at the same time, let's give them a big applause for actually sticking that out, because again, the whole point of collegiate Rocket League is that you're gonna suffer seasons or splits like this where nothing goes right for you, and that's not just building your character in game. These teammates clearly like each other. They're sticking up for each other, and fingers crossed they'll be able to return in the winter split with some renewed optimism and some renewed hope. And hey, look, there's one more week to go, Galgan. Maybe that elusive game win awaits them there.
And listen, I just want to speak personally for a second here, because I'm not much of a competitive Rocket League player, but there was a time where I tried to play on an organized team in a league, and this league's tier system, by my rank, I was tier 3, but I was playing as a substitute for a tier 2 squad, so playing above my calling. And one of the most important things I took away from that experience, despite the struggles that I faced to fit in with those rotations, was the experience gained from playing against players who are of a higher caliber. It simply is experience that you cannot beat anywhere else, especially in an organized league format like this. There is nothing better for the WPI players if they want to continue to improve than facing those players who are just above their calling, learning what they do best and how they win these series, and adjusting from that information. So it may be trial by fire, but it is one of the best ways, tried, true, and tested, to get better at Rocket League.
Plenty to be learned, that much is for sure, but boy oh boy do we have an experience for all of you in the audience. For myself, Relic, and him, Galgan, it's time to bid you adieu, but we have the gorgeous tones of Pyro J and the Rocket League Championship Series very own Sam Maestro in Shamako heading onto your screens very soon. They're going to be covering a bit of an Alabama Dami in the Emergence Southeast region. We've got the University of North Alabama up against the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Should be a super exciting affair, and we hope that you join the NECC for that. Of course, Storm Warrior remains on production, but for myself and Galgan, we shall bid you goodbye. See you after this.
Welcome all esports fan and ideally Rocket League fans. We are here with NECC week number 7, keeping the Rocket League action rolling. My name is Pyro J. I'm here with the Chamaco. And oh baby, are we excited for the action as we head on today. University of North Alabama and University of Alabama in Huntsville is our match that is coming up. Chamaco, it is a pleasure to be beside you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me here and for the kind words. Yes, we get Alabama against Alabama. You heard that right? Basically neighbors. I mean, these guys can visit each other if they wanted to. Not too long of a drive. So it's pretty interesting to have them here today. Having them at each other. We were talking about some of these teams having LAN events. Doing the whole thing on the same place. So these two teams probably could have done it if they wanted to.
Yeah, if they really want to, they, like we were saying in the green room, they can handle it outside of the digital space as well. If they really need to, if we get to that. But folks, let's take a broader look at the schedule that we've had so far today. Our first matchup that we already had was Newberry Varsity's big sweep over WPI White. That one already done and dusted. And the next two that are ahead, we already talked about the Alabama matchup. Right after that, we'll take on GCU and Montana Maroon. So some fantastic Rocket League to get ahead. It was a sweep first, Chamaco. Do you think we got that on board for today as well for the next two games?
Hopefully not. Hopefully we go 3, 4, well not 3 but 4 or 5 games at least. I mean I want to see both teams wins a little bit because these two teams they need a win. They need at least a morale booster a little bit because their record it's on the downside so far.
It is. So we're looking for that redemption factor to play in for these teams. And speaking of the teams, speaking of that second match that we're going to right now, let's talk about our first team. We've got on deck UNA Gray. That is University of North Alabama. Bubba, Thimble, Tiger, and Hub. Quite the unit here, Chamaco.
Yes, we got them here. You see their majors. I mean, we have a little bit of everything, right? We didn't have a grad student here in Tiger. We always joke around like if you're over 20, you're pretty old for Rocket League. A grad student? I mean, I hope this guy brings it here. I mean, his name is Tiger, so he's representing the school. I think he will have everything they need to put him on the field.
Sometimes you need that ferocity, and which player is going to own the likes of the Roaring Tiger, of that emblem that you see for University of North Alabama Gray. It could indeed be Tiger, that lion, whatever it is. I'm expecting a roar coming out for these players. Those are your IT and CS majors coming out from UNA Gray, but I want to take a look as well at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Black. Here is your squad, Mr. Ches, Sphinx, and that guy Chase.
And that guy Chase, you got the name, bro. I'm telling you right now, you got the name. So every single time you score, I'm going to be shouting TGC. I mean, I'm not going to say that guy Chase. TGC! So you better score a lot, okay? I'm just pumped about that name. I don't know why, but it is like that.
He's that guy. He's just that guy, Chamaco. I mean, the hype, it's gotta come with it. So I'm with you. And look at these engineering majors, these CS majors. I mean, listen, I'm looking for mechanics in Rocket League, don't get me wrong. But if it's gonna be the game sense as well, then so be it, folks. Rocket League action is underway already, as you can see. UNA Gray, though they're the blue team, they're also the first to score. Chamaco, it is a quick start.
It was a stole goal as well because Hub didn't have any business being there. He was all Tiger on that play. He went over the defender and then found the open net. Hub just stealing that shot. And well, we start with a quick one for Gray.
And University of North Alabama, we alluded to the records of these teams. They've got 2 wins on their record sheet so far, on a 1-win streak coming off of a sweep against Murray State Blue. So, I was expecting a little bit of that momentum to play a factor here, Chamaco. It looks like it might just.
It might. We're not going to be sure about that. So far, it seems like UAH Black is a little bit unprepared for the offense. I don't know. I'm seeing them triple commit a little bit on the defense and not being able to get the clear so far. Oh, that was a beautiful demo. That was a beautiful demo by I couldn't see whom, but Tiger, taking the chance that going at it very fast. It was a Boba Thimble with the demo, and then easy goal for the Tiger.
Don't get in the way of Big Bubba, because he will make you pay, that is for sure. UNA Gray, matter if it's a goal out of transition at the beginning of the game or off of those demo plays, they're going to make it happen. Chamaco spoke to the unpreparedness and a bit of UAH Black, and it appears to be that way as Sphinx just couldn't get a handle on that touch and double tap opportunity. UNA Gray have not taken their foot off the pedal. It is all cylinder movement for this team.
And all 3 goals coming by Tiger in some way of shape. He's been involved in all 3 goals, passing or attacking himself. And that was a beautiful pass, double tap, putting the ball very near the goal, and then allowing his teammates to go and take an easy shot. Tiger has been proven, grad student, he's still on Rocket League age. He's fine. He's doing fine.
Yeah, a lot of talk in the town of age being a factor in the gameplay and the reactions, but it seems to be all there so far for Tiger. Interestingly, they're going to get another goal. I was going to give a fun fact about Tiger, but it is Hub who wants to steal the show. Tiger appears to have gotten the assist, may still have 100% shot participation there, but still, fantastic 4th goal.
And don't be shy. I mean, told the story, Tiger's story. I think we got time. If they continue scoring like this, it's gonna be a long game. So don't worry about it.
You make a good point, Chamaco. It's looking that way. Tiger, I was gonna say, graduate student and wants to be a professor. So high hopes right now for this player who, creating waves on the field, looking for success, no matter what path Tiger takes.
Tiger, he can do it. He's showing promise. If you can play this well here, you can go and be anything you want outside of, even in academia. So let's go, Tiger. You're doing good. 3 minutes and 5 goals for University of North Alabama. This is looking dire. This is looking dire for Black.
Yeah, we wanted to mention the record of University of Alabama and Huntsville as well. This Black team of UAH. They have 1 win on record, but it is due to a forfeit. So, more of a logistical way and a route to get that win on the record list. But, hey, maybe it's something that can still give this team a boost of confidence. Okay, a win's a win, and when you got on the record sheet, it gives you something to prove. So, still scoreless. UAH Black in this game, but half the game still to go.
Yeah. And they won 2 matches. They won 1 match, one game against UNO White, and 1 against UA White as well. So they have won something. Not everything is forfeit for them, and they have a chance now. They're attacking. They're putting the pressure. Oh, the missed fly, the whiff on the air. That one's gonna hurt. They had a good opportunity, and now Tiger backing action, trying to get something going. Passing Boba to Hub, and Hub, missing that one. The pass would have been beautiful. I saw it in Tiger's eye. He was ready to get that pass and put it on the net.
It was Tiger once more. That much is clear. But what's also become clear is for UAH Black, who needs to set up on defense. Another one firing away from Tiger. I was going to say the finishing factor right now for UAH Black just isn't there. They've had some opportunities, but those shots being a miss. Can't say the same for Tiger, though. That one is pinpoint accurate.
Look, he's very good, and he's way faster than the guys in UH Black, and that's the truth. And when you have that speed advantage, you can get to the ball, a little bit sooner, earlier. People will get scared. They will start trying to play even faster than they were doing before, and that's when they will start whiffing even more than they were before. So those things start piling up. You got a snowball effect, and you see what's going on right now, right? We have a 7-0 score. Early lead, big lead, whatever lead you want to put in there, it will fit. So UNA Gray doing an amazing job right now against Huntsville, and it's not gonna end here. We might be seeing double digits in this game.
I'm ready. You know what? It's been all about go big or go home here in Rocket League. So you might as well tack on the tally. You could say the same for one of the players here on UNA Gray. Fun fact from Hub, They can eat 6 hot dogs in under a minute. That is a proud achievement that I'm so glad we know about Hub. And currently with 3 goals right now from Hub. So can they meet that magic 6 number of goals in this game? Hub is halfway there.
Hey, is he dunking the ball in water or icy or something, and then? I mean, how? I mean, how? Six in a minute? That's getting into competitive eating material. You know? It's
I think you're right. Yeah, what's the strategy there? It isn't as good as strategies coming out right now from UNA Gray, because they're crashing the boards, they're getting the rebounds, everything kicking off the crossbar just right. I don't know if I want to get into the specifics of the hot dog eating contest there, Chimako.
No,
I'd
really,
almost
you
be
don't-
sick trying to eat that much.
You don't? Oh man, I watch competitive eating every now and then. It's fun,
Really?
so whatever. Yes, and that's a 10th goal. It is for Tiger. Once more, we got the double digits. We got it. So I'm not gonna get into the specifics. If you want to, Pyro, you can go into YouTube and watch something. You know, I can recommend a few guys. They're not gross at all. I mean, even if you ladies, but yeah, we're here Rocket League. Let's keep it going. Okay.
Fair enough. I'll keep the Joey Chestnut videos for later on for the hot dog eating
Exactly,
contest.
exactly.
And, yeah. Maybe phone a friend from Hub if I ever need some more tips. But hey, I could get Rocket League tips from these players as well. Double digits, as you said, Chimako. 10-0 is that scoreline. Going to be a lot to work on for UAH Black. As we said, they've taken 2 game wins across this season so far, and well, a few things to switch up here if they're looking to take one of those wins here in this game as well. Bubba taking this ball to the ground, and there you have it. Best of 5, 1 step down, 2 to go here for UNA Gray.
Yes, and there's not much that I can actually say. Like Huntsville, you have to fix this, and then it's gonna be closer. No, it's definitely Tiger being a lot heavier, and you know, a lot more powerful than his opponents, and he's been doing everything fine, attacking, making plays for his teammates, and just being there when they needed him. So Tiger right now, you know, I'm not gonna say caring, because Pyro, I mean, they won by a big margin, so maybe everyone is chilling a little bit. But yes, you can see the difference in skill here.
Yeah, and you can see the way that everyone gets involved on that UNA squad as well, right? I mean, the second goal was teed up by the demolition play from Bubba. A big maneuvering there on the physical play. And then Hub had upwards of, I want to say, 3 goals at least in that game. So, you know, Tiger definitely taking the torch, being the spearheaded front of this offense for UNA Gray. But at the same time, everyone involved here. I do want to key in as well for UAH Black as we get into game number 2. The fact that they've had a couple chances, a couple scoring chances. It's just that putting all the pieces together, Chimako, though they may be the slower team as they'll concede a goal to start here, it's about getting those shots to go. I want to see some of them get on target.
Wow, that was a long shot, and yeah, I mean, TGC, he should have been able to stop that one. And you see that, I mean, when you see those kind of goals, then you start figuring out, you know, that's the skill gap that you have here. I mean, one guy can shoot very powerful, very on target, and then the other one is still having some struggle into getting the ball out of the way on that, you know, floater. If I'm going to call it anything, it's like a floater. So yes, another miss clicked, I'm going to call it, on behalf of Huntsville. And they allow the second goal in, I mean, what is it, 15 seconds, 20 seconds of the game?
Yeah, in 2019, something like that. It's like we got Steph Curry out on the field here. Everything's coming from downtown over here. I think 2 shots behind the half-court line. I haven't seen anyone slot those in Rocket League like I've seen from this UNA Gray team. And listen, that doesn't just mean there's a lack of defense from UAH Black, though there is. That last touch not going to be enough from them. That's just great accuracy coming out from UNA Gray as well. I'm really impressed with how many of their shots have fit in between the posts and under the crossbar.
Exactly, and this play by Hub, I mean, not only he got the block beforehand, but he stepped into the shot on the second time opportunity, put it on the net, and that was a beautiful play by Hub. I mean, it was hard to defend. It doesn't matter who you are. So good job by Hub reading the play, going through, and making the goal.
Always ready, any of these players from UNA Gray to take the lead for this team. They're going to be on the defensive side, a moment where UAH Black are looking to really get on the offensive here and hold the goal line. It's a couple great stops actually from UAH, and it is Sphinx to carry that ball across the wall, forcing extra touches by keeping the car right behind. Very important in order to withstand the pressure for a little longer. That shot skying up like a meteor as it finds its way down to the goal line. Another save from UAH as they've survived for quite a while here.
The chat is saying like Hubs is playing alone, and I'm wondering, are they taking turns? You see it right here. I mean, it was Hobbs. He decided to go for the shot, but we have seen Tyre that had some other chances before, and he has decided to go for the pass. So are they taking a turn? Is it gonna be Boba Thimble the next time? Is it gonna be on the third game? He's gonna be the one scoring. I don't know. I mean, that will be interesting. A little bit of I don't know, disrespect, but at the same time interesting for the fans.
I've seen it in CSGO or even Valorant where everyone stays in spawn, but just one player goes at a time. Try and get some takedowns. They go down as the second person goes. So, and I've seen it work. I'm going to be honest. I've seen it work. Something about, giving other players breaks or letting them recharge your batteries to go next. Hey, it could work out. Of course, this is 5 goals in the first 2 minutes, so technically on pace for even more than the last game. Definitely on pace for double digits. You're right. It is a star appearance so far in Game 2 from Hub.
And we got Brandy G on chat, so maybe we can ask, maybe we can get the secret info from Brandy. See if I'm right or if I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Oh, they have a chance now. They have a chance. They got it. They got it. Mr. Chess. Thank you. And he got the Furia goal explosion. Thank you even more now. Oh, that was a good shot. Boba, he wasn't ready for that one. He definitely wasn't ready.
Ooh, Furia indeed. The shot to the left post, the left corner. You're right. And listen, that's taking their opponents off guard there. Bubba thought he was squared away in the center of the goal line, but that back post rotation is going to be a friendly reminder of needing to cover every angle of it. But UNA Gray, they want to press up and take the advantage. They're unable to. A save coming out of UAH, and now they're looking activated. What is this from Hub? Almost an own goal.
But Boba was there to save it. I mean, he couldn't save the one from Chess, but he could save the one from his own teammate. And now Chess again with the shot. There was a powerful shot on net. There was a well-intended, very good targeting. And watch out now. They got a chance. Hobbs will go for the... He was trying to go for the pass. He couldn't get it done. That guy Chase with the save. And now a little bit of a double commit. The ball going far away. And it's going to be Hobbs again on the offense.
Oh my, Hub, unafraid to take flight and kick the ball out from the top row. Mr. Chess again. Say his name because he's got a twofer in Game 2.
Awesome. I mean, he got inspired. He's getting inspired. He's going attacking on the midfield, going for those 50-50s for the contest and winning those 50-50s as well, and then going straight to the net. That's what I want to say. Want to see from them. Now let's see how long they're gonna keep it, because it's hard. It's hard to keep that accuracy, that speed when you're not used to it.
It is the excitement of getting a couple goals on target there. Can definitely keep you lacking on the defensive side as maybe you start to get a little too confident. They are locked up, but still batting these shots away. Now we're starting to see how UAH Black have gotten some games to go in their favor, because it seems like this is a team that really starts to warm up over time, really starts to figure out their opponents, adapt, and as you said earlier, Chimako, push forward from the midfield and take those shots. 2 goals is still a long way to go, especially as Hub is raining down terror upon UAH.
Can you confirm that Hub has been the only one scoring on this match for UNA Gray? Is he? Yeah, it is.
Oh,
it
wow.
is. I told you. It's like, yes, we're taking turns. We're taking turns. No one is attacking except Hubs on this match.
I love it. Feed the beast, why don't ya? Hub, he's ready for anything. And he's ready to kick this back to his teammates maybe as well. Bubba caught grabbing boost. Tiger, the last defender there. A lone member on the reinforcements, but able to bat it away. And, well, Bubba's just going to try and feed Hub a little more as that ball skies right past him.
It's only 45 seconds left on the clock. Huntsville needs a little bit more of chess. I'm gonna tell you, they need a little bit more. Talking about chess, he was trying to put it on the net. He was a good steal, but very fast from UNA Gray, reacting on that one and defending. Oh, watch out for Hobbs. He has the boost. He was trying to get the redirect. Good defense. Tiger putting it up for Thimble. And Boba Thimble, he was a little bit too late for that one. Chess with a 1v1, but no, sir. Hop is gonna be able to take it away and going for the 7th, maybe the pass. Oh, Tiger definitely wasn't trying to put it on the net.
No, he's still looking for Hub on that give and go. You gotta love the sportsmanship, I think is what I'll call it. The one opening here for Mr. Ches, the hat trick in game number 2. Will it change the result of win to loss? Maybe not, but 3 in one game, that's an accolade in of itself.
Look, man, it's impressive that you get 6 goals by Hobbs. That's fine. You're doing great, man. I'm not gonna take anything away from you. But your team is feeding you. Chess is doing everything by himself. You see? He's going for everything. He's playing against 3 defenders and getting the hat trick. So that's pretty impressive. Chess, I got your back, man. I got your back.
There you go. Shamako's got Chez's back, but does Chez's defenders have his as well? Or his teammates, I should say. We will see as game 3 is going to be next. And Shamako, there's Chez on our eyes for sure in this next game. But I don't know about you, Bubba Thimble might be the player to watch here in game 3 if the sportsman-like conduct between this UNA team continues.
It's gotta be. We saw Tiger dominate on the first one, then we saw Hobbs. Now game number 3, Boba Thimble. You gotta step up now. We're gonna see how much you can score on this game. I think Tiger scored what, about 6 or 7 on the first match. I'm not sure if we had that statistic, but. We for sure know that Hobb got 6. Now let's see if Boba Thimble can go above 6 on this 3rd match. Tiger scored 5. Okay, thank you.
Tough. Oh, okay, so that means that Hub is in the lead here. 6 for Hub, 5 from Tiger. Bubba Thimble, what is it going to be? We've got to take a look at the first half of the match too, because I think we had 5 goals in the first half from UAH Black or UNA Gray in the last one. So gotta account for the full 5 minutes here. But UAH Black, don't count them out. 3 goals in the last game. They're looking for more.
Let's see. They got the pass. Hobbs is gonna allow Thimble to go for that one, and Thimble. You see, is he waiting a little bit too much? Oh, that was a good pass, but Thimble wasn't there to get it. And now great clear. I don't think we have seen such a good clear from Huntsville in a while. That was a great pass. That was beautiful. Oh my God. That was a great play by Huntsville. And they are reacting a little bit late on the series, but still reacting nonetheless.
Well, look at who's in the lead. That's right, folks. University of Alabama, Huntsville Black, they have the lead. They have the opening goal. That assist coming out of Sphinx as well to Mr. Ches. Look at that duo warming up here in game 3. Neo Tokyo seems to be the spot for them as they get another long clear.
Would you imagine that they were faking, you know, just taking a beating for a while, and now it's game number 3. Now we get serious. That will be hilarious if they do it.
I couldn't imagine. I simply could not. That would be something else for you and Gray. Chamaco, I want them to be playing the full long game. Okay, they've lost all the other series as well, just waiting for their revenge against their neighboring UNA grade squad.
Just to make it interesting, okay? They know how to get views. That was an amazing save by Chess, and Chess now with the fast break, trying to get it over the defender. Not gonna go in for the pass. He knew that the defender had the clear, so he decided to go all the way back. That's smart thinking. Chess understands the game. He knows what he needs to do. He's trying now to take it away from Hub. No, it's Hub's time. This is the longest that we have seen UNA Gray scoreless in a match. A minute and 40 almost.
It's eye-opening. It really is. I mean, and we've had almost even possession throughout this game as well, so you wonder if UNA Gray, they're going to be able to turn on that switch that gets them activated here, but in a sense, their team bumping, their shots aren't on target. They still look like they're warming up in this game. Another long clear goes the way of Ches, not able to connect on the ball, but there is a roundabout this rotation from UAH Black that is keeping that offense working for a bit. Hub past one defender. There's the diving save, though, from TGC.
And now I know for sure that they're not allowed. I mean, they're not going to go with the goals from Boba, and that's it. Oh, that's almost as close, maybe. Chess. Oh, I was hoping that you could put it on the net. That was a good opportunity. Where's that guy Chase? Where is TGC with the save? That was a good one by TGC. Now we see UNA Gray again. It's just like a widespread. They don't feel the same as they were doing before. It seems like they lost a little bit of momentum. Somehow they are not playing in sync like they were doing in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, it feels like a new race where you trip at the start and you never really catch your second wind, or you never really get your stability back. They've tried on different breakaways, different possessions, but again and again, the reinforcements from UAH Black is there set in stone, ready to send that ball away. They do it again. Love to see a follow-up from this team. The double commit miss there is going to open up the field for UAH Black, and that shot's on target. Solved. Sphinx is going to be the new goal scorer now for UAH.
So finally, someone else besides Chess gets a goal on the hands of University of Alabama, Huntsville, and we were not expecting this. I mean, after watching the first 2 games, you would say I'm expecting a 5-0 or a 10-0 third game, right? That's how we feel about it. But now, all of a sudden, UNA Gray still scoreless, and UAH Black by 2. I mean, when did it happen? When did that happen? I mean, I wouldn't have believed it if you were telling me this as a joke or as a story.
I can barely believe it, and in front of my eyes, Chamaga, but here could be the first goal. That's going to be a pop through the smoke screen. You can see that the ball was actually popped away. UNA Gray still trying to get this possession to work out for him, but look at the 2 defenders pretty much stuck like glue on the goal line there from UAH Black. Not great for them to not be moving around and keeping the momentum fast, but at least they're solid. At least they're sticking to their roots on defense and keeping their defensive line locked up. Big save coming out of UNA Gray, and it's a pitch the other way across the field. The ball's just gonna land in, and of course it's Bubba Thimble.
It's gotta be Bubba Thimble. Oh my God, what a pinch! I mean, how did that get so much power? Obviously, no one was gonna be on the net. It was impossible for anyone to be pretending to think that the ball was going that way on that pinch. And now it seems like UNA Gray has a chance. Let's see if they take advantage of it.
Well, it's time. 1 minute remaining to take that chance and make this game theirs, make this series a quick one for themselves. It's a pass off the backboard and another setup as well. Hub, you can see him trying to create chaos on the goal line, getting some bumps on the defenders, but it's just not working out. Counterattack stopped quick from Hub, and with all the goals that Hub was able to score, the 6 from the last game, you think he's ready to do it again.
He should be ready, or maybe Tiger. I mean, we saw Tiger being on top of everything on game number 1. So these 15 seconds left, either or, one of them have to step up.
Yeah, it's going to be close here as Hub moving in for that 50-50 with Chase. Bubba Thimble the next on the line, looking for that infield pass. Nobody's there. Tiger too slow. The long clear. The ball meets the ground, and there you have it. The University of Alabama Huntsville Black do make their return. And not only the opening goal, Chamaco, but the win for them as well. They survive.
They survived. They have a much better defense. Yes, we were talking about 2 people being on the goal line at certain points, but that's what they had to do in order to not double commit going after the ball or bump each other or waste a lot of boost, because they were wasting a lot of boost on the previous matches. So something changed. I don't know who's the coach who decided, okay, we're going to play a little bit more calm, more calm, and whoever said so and whoever gave them the instructions is a genius. It worked, and now it seems like they can fight against UNA Gray.
Yeah, and let's consider as well the only goal I can remember from UNA Gray was that wild pinch. It wasn't even calculated from them. It was just 3 players colliding on the ball at once and the ball landing in. Credit to Bubba Thimble for that, but still, it is not the goal that you expect from UNA Gray. But hey, still, Game 4 on the line, and despite only 1 wild goal going in for UNA Gray, they've got the series lead and match point to put this all to bed.
Let's see. Now we got the ball again on the orange zone. You don't want this. You don't want this because Tiger is on top of that ball. You allowed too much space, my friends. Too much space for Tiger, and he was ready to attack. What a bullet! What a bullet! It didn't go as fast because it bounced on the ground, but those bounces are very hard to read. Once it pops down and goes back up, it's very hard to read if you don't have that much of a experience on the game. So yeah, first goal for Tiger.
They never suspect the bounce shot. That's what they say. And Tiger, no hesitation on the second play as well. This is full throttle now for Tiger, and that is a dangerous thing for UAH Black.
He got tired of being the nice guy on the previous match. He said, I'm not gonna leave the casters, saying whatever they want about us losing to this team. So I'm gonna put the foot on the pedal once again, and I'm gonna showcase what I did on the first match. It seems like it's working.
Seems like it's working so far. 30 seconds into the game. Reminiscent of previous attempts as well. And Bubba Thimble. Ooh, what a dish to Hub. Right off the backboard, forcing all the defenders to get up in the air and out of the way of the impending shot.
Love the pass. It opened up the net so well. Hub was ready for it. And another bullet. And these guys, they come in prepared. They, I don't know. It seems like game number 3 was an eye-opener. They have to get serious or they're gonna suffer. So serious it is. Serious it is.
Serious as can be for UNA Gray. This is a team who has a losing record right now in NECC. It's 2-3. They are absolutely determined here to switch that up. They have a chance to get an even record and then maybe even a winning record, and to have that in sight, to have a finish line before you. They want to cross that. They want to be a winning team, and they are showing the likes of just that. Feeling very reminiscent to game 1 here with another goal and now a hat trick from Tiger.
And you can see Tiger really likes those side shots. He has a very powerful shot. Beautiful angles every single time. He's waiting for those passes from his teammates, whoever it is, it doesn't matter, Boba or Hobbs, and he's ready for those. So you cannot allow any of those of the ball be bouncing on the side of the net, because Tiger will take the shot and he will probably not miss.
Yeah, from all these angles, you're right, a sharpshooter completely. And, that it's reminiscent of a tiger in the wild as well. You never know where they're creeping, where they're crawling, where they're stalking their prey. But Tiger, he's always ready to pounce. He'll do that again here, a 4th and now 5th for the team.
You said so many things about the Tiger, and I was in my head, don't say breakfast. Don't say breakfast. But anyway, it's great. Let's do it. They're having a good time now. It seems like they found the groove once again, and it's not looking any good for Huntsville. They had their chance in game number 3, but it seems like it is over now. 3 minutes left. 5 goals on the scoreboard. Maybe put the 6 in. Oh, Tiger missed! I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting him to miss.
And yeah, what was going to come first? UAH Black's first goal this game, or Tiger missing a shot? Either looking unlikely at this point with the domination right now from not only UNA Gray, but Tiger himself. Hub still with a goal to count for as well, as it feels like it's a competition almost between these two players as to who can score more during the series. Bubba Thimble does drop it down to Hub. It was a cheeky little doink the ball, but UNA Gray instilling their possession in the form of demolitions and ball control.
Yes, they are. Indeed, they are. Chestnut has a chance. He's going for contesting the ball, a little bit of a pinch, and the ball went too far away from the net, but it seems like his teammates are trying to keep the pressure. You saw that guy Chase. He was trying to get the ball away from Tiger. Not lucky for him, unlucky for him, he wasn't able to connect with the ball, but they're trying to put the pressure again, once again. So maybe they're gonna get that extra goal. I'm suffering here. I'm suffering because I want them to score. I don't want them to get score on. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want UNA Gray to lose. I'm not saying that. But I mean, stop the beating. Stop the beating. Okay, we can take it easy now, please. Maybe.
I know, right? UAH Black, especially with some chances here, you'd think it would come, but UNA Gray, this feels like a statement match for them at this point. The rotations are looking crisp. They're feeding their hot shot takers, and that's what it takes to rack up the tally, rack up the points, rack up the wins as well. Again, can have an even record with a win here, and that's exactly where they're setting their sights. A miss there, opening up the field, though, for UAH Black. They are reminiscent of the shots and the goals that have gone in before, and it's working up Broadway Street, up that mid lane, taking shots like this one, forcing Bubba Thimble to get a little bit awkward there, but it's a decent save as UAH Black might lose this possession.
Watch it now. Tiger has the ball in his paws. Good save. Good clear by Huntsville. Now again, once back, return to the orange zone, and this is dangerous. This is that what a save! That was a great save by that guy in chess. That guy Chase and Chess, please guys, don't do this to me. Anyway, that was a good save. Although, I mean, a little bit too late on that game, but still, we can get excited about that. It doesn't matter they're losing by 6. We can celebrate their good things. So I'm gonna celebrate the save.
The celebration is worthy. I mean, think about these setups between UAH Black. Obviously, they're being tested. Their medals being tested. And this is a massive challenge in terms of mechanics and skill and speed. But they're getting better. Through this resilient effort and through those saves that we're highlighting as well, they're learning every step of the way to work at a quicker speed and try to deny these hot shots from Tiger. But sometimes you cannot take out this predator. Look at the shot come out from the half-court line. Amazing.
It's great. Nothing else to say about Tiger. He's been like this all night long. You know, very accurate, very powerful. Every single time taking opportunity of the shots. It seems like he only decided to not play this way on games 2 and 3 to allow his teammates to have a chance. But whenever he decided to be the king of the map, he has been. I mean, no one has been able to stop him.
A very difficult problem to solve here, and the puzzle pieces never quite formed for the whole series for UAH Black. They walk away with the game win, but the series, well, in the hands of University of Northern Alabama Gray. That is a convincing victory for this team to now, Chamaco, extend the record to 3-3, so not so bad anymore.
It's pretty good. Now I'm wondering, you know, who beat him, who were able to get victories away from UNA Gray, because when you see them, just based on the record, the first time you look at it, you see a 2-3, you say, well, this team shouldn't be that good. But when you see them on the field, then you start appreciating everything that they can do. We saw Hobbs and Tiger, very good players themselves. I'm not talking about, you know, Boba like he's a bad player, but we can see the standouts here clearly, and they have, I mean, they have a pretty good team on their hands. So I'm excited to see what's the future for them.
I think both teams are definitely, will keep our eyes on it as we try to see UAH Black and what else they can do here in this conference here for NECC. But yeah, promising future here now for UNA Gray. But folks, the Rocket League action for week 7 of NECC is not quite over yet. Not yet. We do still have Grand Canyon University and the University of Montana Maroon coming up very soon. Shortly after this break, we'll have more Rocket League action for you. Oh, welcome on back. The Rocket League action is here for NECC week number 7. We still got another match on the docket. And better yet, folks, my name's Pirate J. I'm here with Chamaco. One more best of 5 to go. We had a sweep. We had a game 4. Chamaco, right here, right now, we might have our game 5.
Well, we would never know with these guys. We really never know, especially when you're looking at the things they do, how they do it, and the specialties that these people have. You are always surprised. So maybe you get surprised outside the field, inside the field, everywhere. I mean, if you have told me before that Huntsville was going to win a game after losing 2 games by more than 5 goals each, I wouldn't have believed it. So I can believe anything now. Go ahead.
Yeah, this day is full of surprises. That much is for sure. We can take one final look at our schedule of the day here, folks. We had 3 matches on the Rocket League standings here. Our first one, Newberry Varsity with that sweep, as I alluded to earlier, against WPI White, so extending that series record. You have UNA Gray as well, winning in 4. That gives them a 3-3 record to work with now. UAH Black still stuck with that 1 win from that forfeit earlier on. But now, finally, we've got GCU, Grand Canyon University versus University of Montana Maroon to stack up. Chamaco, I'm telling you, this could be our best of 5. And you're also looking at Montana Maroon, who has 2 wins, and GCU, they're still looking for their first win here.
They are. But when you see the record at GCU, when you go more in detail, you can see that they have had some pretty good battles. It's not like they have lost anything 0-3, okay? So they have battled every single time. We have a 2-3, a 1-3, another 2-3. So every single time they go and fight. I'm expecting this one to be another fight. And we see the roster here. We got Latumos, Caymanana, I'm sorry about that one, and Wilds here for GCU.
All right, awesome lineup for GCU indeed. Couldn't agree more that they're used to taking it to game number 5, but let's see how the lineup looks for University of Montana Maroon. This 2-4 squad made up of our starters. We've got High Crew, we've got AZ, and we've got Okie Finn as well. A couple CS majors there, seniors, and then we got a business management senior as well from High Crew. This muscular Montana, I'm not sure what those are, bears or beavers. They're looking pretty strong, pretty hefty over there, Chamaco.
They got some muscles, definitely they do. So I wouldn't get too angry against it. If I could stay away from it, probably I would. Yes, sir. But yeah, we were talking about the majors that we had, and a little bit more diverse for the team in Grand Canyon University. We got a match here. We are ready to start. So as soon as the players decide to go at it, we're gonna have a game. And this is it. GCU looking for that first win against University of Montana Maroon.
It could most certainly happen. 3 of their 4 losses from GCU all went to that game 5, as Chamaco mentioned, so they're ready to go for that long haul. They're ready to battle it out to the final breath. It's going to take everything from University of Montana Maroon to get in and get out with a win, and already we're looking pretty evenly matched. Ping pong battle back and forth. University of Montana Maroon, though, as slow as GCU's looking on the defensive line, looking like they're ready to pounce at any moment.
It seems like it, and now they have a chance. Watch it. Oh, that's beautiful. That was a beautiful second touch, but Keimana going at it very fast, putting the speed from that touch and then reading it very well. Had to be that fast, otherwise High Crew would have gotten the save. But what a start for this match.
Wow. Yeah, Kaimana, that's how you do it. Read off the backboard, looking clean. I remember reading that we have a GC3 of AZ on the side of University of Montana Maroon. So speed, mechanics, good reads like that from GCU are absolutely going to be needed from this squad to combat against the effort of GCU already on the board.
Now Finn, he was trying to go for the pass. AC decided not to go for it because it was too late, and it was a good decision. He was able to steal the ball, and High Crew will have to defend against the pass from Keimana to Wilds, who got a good save from Okie Finn, and now AC. I was expecting him to maybe control the ball a little bit more, if I'm honest, but he decided to go for the touch, and it was a gift to Latumos.
Yeah, got to be intentional with those touches, every single one, and be wary of when you may be giving up possession. Of course, this touch looks intentional to me. Oki Finn ready for that shot. It forces two defenders to have to make a diving save from GCU. They are able to kick it away and outlast that, but what a powerful shot coming out of Montana Maroon.
Oof, and the shots keep coming. Wilds needs to get the ball away, but the high crew with the intention, with the pressure, opportunity for AC to go for the pass. No one there to get it, and Wilds will get there. Oh, that was a beautiful. That was a great bump. I mean, I wasn't unintentional. My bad. It was between teammates. I'm sorry about that. I got excited about nothing. That was a good save in the end, and nothing happened. Montana on the attack once again.
I'm excited about the resiliency on the Montana Maroon. You're telling me they can bump themselves on the goal line and still survive that breakaway effort. That's thrilling to me. That's impressive. No less of it. Halfway through, now game one, and GCU still standing on that one leg. The opening goal came early on, but they have to fend off of more Montana Maroon. A flick there from High Crew will not land in. Latumos still staying stringent and staunch on the goal line. One more shot to break through. High Crew does find a lane past the defense.
Look at that shot. I mean, the way it goes through everyone. Kaimana was over there just waiting a little bit, trying to figure out where the shot was coming from, but it was too fast, too powerful, too well placed, and now we got a tight match.
They've been trying to come in with that heat ever since the start of this match. GCU, despite the saves they've made, one can eke its way through and even up the score line. So they've still got to come at this game with enough power on offense. That shot was definitely fast enough, just accuracy missing the mark. Kaimana hoping to keep this possession alive as AZ kicks off the side. It's a good pass actually to Wilds. Latuma so close to making that an infield pass. The breakaway shot from High Crew, a player that is a demon so far, does land in.
And the chat is talking about how powerful is High Crew, and you can see it here again, 113 kilometers per hour. Too fast, too powerful, too on target, and we got the lead now for Montana Maroon.
Incredible effort here. You get High Crew, a player who seems like they're only warming up. It'll be lethal as the game goes on. AZ double reset just to try and keep those defenders second guessing. And it's not an easy situation to defend, but GCU, they've survived a lot, and they survived that as well as they continue. Now they're going to need to find a goal to stay in this game.
Watch it. Oh, that was a well placed. Oh, Kaimana was trying to read where the goalie was going to put the ball. He couldn't find the way, but it was so close to get the ball back into the net. Wilds now had to defend that ball, going up high, and watch it because these guys have mechanics. That's a good ceiling pass, but AC with the excellent clear. Okay, fine, trying to get to the ball, but wasn't able to get on time, and now you see the pressure from Grand Canyon. Watch it, second touch, maybe a second time opportunity, but good save once again by who else but the High Crew.
Yeah, High Crew doing it all on every side of the field, but you also have players like Wilds who have been so speedy on this field. I think they've showcased a great amount of agility, but the shots, the passes, they've got to be a little more accurate. This is very dangerous right now for University of Montana Maroon. They're trying to make every save they can and break out of their half. AZ may have a chance to do just that. Bumps Wilds out of the way to stall the play even more. Is it a fake? Who's going to pick up this ball? GCU. They need it on the other end.
They need it now. Absolutely now. And AC will keep the pressure. They don't want to get allow the clear. Finn will still stay back, waiting to save the ball. Oh my God, Kaimana, what has a chance? The pass. Latumos, a second chance. No, sir. AC with the redirect, getting the ball away in. Montana wins this one by the smallest margin possible, but the win is a win, and I gotta say, High Crew, I'm so impressed with you, man. That offense that you put up there, amazing.
Yeah, one of those shots as well. The second goal, I think it was that doink, just coming up from the breakaway, being at the perfect position. It's not just the shot taking that's impressive. It is being at the right place at the right time. You can tell this team going down a goal at the start of it knew they had to take the moments that really mattered. And being in position as High Crew was again and again was great. We've seen that as well from their opponents. I mean, I love what Wilds is doing on the field, speeding and beating players to the ball at every end, but sometimes the speed and the pace of play are beating themselves as they're not able to get the best touches on the field. Still, very close matchup here. University of Montana Maroon just eking out a victory by one single goal.
And Haiku says that he's a professional VR golfer. I wonder if he uses VR to play Rocket League as well. It will be interesting. like getting all DC in there. Okay, don't pay attention.
I feel like demolitions would kind of hurt. I don't know if I want to experience a VR demo in Rocket League. I don't know.
or yeah, I mean, even if you don't get demoed yourself, but you go through the smoke and everything. No, that's harsh. That's harsh. Yeah, I mean, it will be interesting though to experience, but yeah, only once maybe, and that's it.
Yeah, one-time thing. I think I agree. It's a win for University of Montana Maroon that GCU is hoping is a one-time thing. They want to lock this series up as quickly as they can, and maybe as quickly as they locked up that first goal in game number 1. The score staying standard at Goose Eggs here so far. Montana Maroon definitely with the better edge of the possession to start.
They're keeping the pressure down the same way they ended the first game. They are back with well, not with a vengeance, but with the same attitude on the second one. And watch it now, because Wallace was very close to that ball, but the Haiku, again, with a good defense, good offense, all-around player, Haiku on this match. It's an opportunity for a shot, and Wilds with the good save. I mean, that was a not only clutch save, but also a good clear to put the ball out of the way. Oh my God, Haiku! Bro, take it easy. Take it easy. What a play. What a shot. I mean, just by himself. Everything done by himself. The reset, the ball over Latumos, the power at the end. Everything was excellent from that play from Haiku.
And here's the thing as well from Haiku. Not only is everything excellent there, the mechanics, the flip reset, everything on target. You're looking at GCU to challenge that a little earlier. I mean, come on. In game 1, you learned your lesson. Do not give Haiku space. Do not give them time. When they have boost, bump them away just as Haiku was removed from that aerial pursuit. And when you're given the chance to make the reset, to make the next flip, Haiku is going to make you pay. So the punishments have to come from the GCU end. They have to kick Haiku's heels before he gets jumping up.
Yes, I'm completely with you on that one. Oh, and Kaimana was able to save that one. It was very close. Kaimana with the good reflexes, with the good read, was able to stop it. Oh my God, that's going in as well. No, it was very close. It was very close. The god of the pixels shine upon Grand Canyon University on that shot, and now they are taking the chance to go back in offense.
Okay, let's see what they got. A quick counterattack is going to be stifled immediately. AZ take it to the skies, but now it's Latumos as well. There's a flip off of the ceiling that they use to accelerate their descent. The flick comes in as well. AZ has to read it quickly with the quick jumping maneuver, and Wild's ready on the wall for the next touch. That's 2 defenders beat. Latumos, the last one remaining for the next shot, plummeting down. Oki Finn will not get the goal to go, though, as it is taken away. And the pace of the game has quickened. This ball almost moving vertically more than it is laterally across the field. It's taken every ounce of resources for these players to keep up.
I was going to say, Grand Canyon maybe have to try in demo and bump, and as soon as I think about it, it is Haiku the one going for the demo. But you see Wilds going for a demo as well, so because they have the chances to play in the midfield and put the ball on the net, but there's always a defender from Montana Maroon getting the ball out of the way, so maybe they can get rid of the defender. They will have a better chance of scoring.
Physicality could play a factor here. Looks like Wilds wants to go for the ball or the bump. Gets a piece of the ball, but maybe not a big enough slice of the pie that he was looking for there. Oki Finn does want redemption. One of the shots got denied. That was just so well placed from the inside post from the skies, but was not going to get that chance. Not yet. Haiku, the next up to the plate, but Kaimana finds a lane away. Shot should be on target. AZ with a touch, though. The way that they've aerialed to these saves has been nothing short of exhibiting the most The quickest Rocket League that we've seen, and Oki Finn with a massive save there.
Yes, it was clutch, definitely putting everything on the net. He saw how his friend was getting demo, and he had to do something because he was the only last line on the defense. I was not ready for this one, to be honest. I was not expecting Wilds to get that angle. What an angle from Wilds, beautifully done. And we got an even match with only 1 minute left.
Oh boy, okay, this is the content we wanted right here, right now. 1 minute remaining, tied up at 1 goal. Wilds as well took a perfect trajectory to that shot, though the angle was unforeseen. Took the long way around the corner to get that angle to go. A massive shot and a slew of opportunities for Wilds that just haven't gone their way. The infield pass to Kaimana is not going to link up, but GCU still looking threatening.
Are they really paying attention to me? How many demos have we seen from Grand Canyon University after I said that? I don't know. I mean, I want to feel like a coach here. But anyways, last 30 seconds, it is a 1v1 situation. The ball is going to fall back to the midfield. Kaimana keeping the ball next to the orange zone. It is Wilds trying to keep the ball again, but Haiku with a good clear sends everyone back. And now, with only 10 seconds left, we're gonna see if we're going to overtime or if it's Montana University with the opportunity to score once again and avoid that overtime. They have the chance. They're going for it. It's Haiku. I'm scared. The chance for Oki Finn, and no, great clear, powerful clear by Kaimana will send us to overtime.
All right, in terms of this match in the last first overtime of the night, it couldn't end as quickly as it's begun. It will. Latumos finds the better of the angle after OT begins, and the win goes to GCU.
GCU using everything, absolutely everything. A little bit of technique, a little bit of luck, a lot of passion, a lot of physicality to get this win. They deserve it. I'm gonna be honest, they deserve it. They made a mistake early on in the game. They allowed Haiku to get too much space and do his thing, but after that they learned, they put the pressure on, they didn't whiff or anything. I mean, they were solid, and they forced the overtime in the end and got lucky in the kickoff, whatever you want to call it. It's fine, it's a win.
Yeah, the strategy goes your way one way or the other, and sometimes it is a little, a hint of luck as well. I'll say this for GCU as well. They really surprised me in the way they came back. If you think about it, the first goal that they had and the only goal in game one came pretty early on. And then we lasted out with an early lead from their opponents of Montana. So there was a long scoring drought of 7 to 8 minutes of game time for GCU that they just really weren't able to replenish or rejuvenate themselves from. And they finally were able to do that, combat the effort, tie it up, and make things work in overtime. That is a huge swing in momentum for this team that really could have been down on themselves if they hadn't found a last-minute goal coming into Game 3.
They were clutch. They really played for it. I think someone told Kaimana, maybe we're gonna give you 13 hot dogs this time, so you get excited about it, and that's it. I don't know. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Kaimana said he got 12 hot dogs in the seating once, so maybe 13 this time. That's the spice he needs to get motivated in this match.
I don't want to know what surprises me more, Chimaka. The fact that I've heard about 12 hot dogs in one sitting from Kaimana, or that I've heard so many hot dog facts in NECC. What is with all you players and your desire for the Glizzies? I don't know. But here we are nonetheless. You can tell every player has a desire to win these matches. GCU, University of Montana Maroon, tightly matched here. Already going for flip resets, every single player here, but still knotted up in zeros after the first minute.
Latumos was able to defend that one. Haiku with a pass for Oki Finn, maybe. Latumos with an excellent read. That was a very good interception, getting the ball away, and Latumos again defending very well. And not only a good defense, not only disallowing the shot, but also putting the ball in his teammates' hands. That was a wild attempt by Wilds. Couldn't get it on the net. I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna pass you the mic. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, it's chaos, and it's what you have to expect with these matches. The demolitions, you called them into action, Chimako, and you know what? You get what you asked for at this point. Whether it's wild, whether it's chaos, it is simply what we have to foresee here. And Grant, Canyon University. Listen, I want to see this become the grand champion university. Okay, we've seen the tactics. We've seen the scoring streak that they're on now. The question is, can they continue it? Sichimako, I threw in a Grand Canyon Grand Champion. We're on the same level now.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much. I mean, that makes me feel so much better. I'm not the only one, so we're together in this, and I appreciate it. Let's go! So, and that's the same thing Grand Canyon University is saying. Let's go. They're putting the action. That I appreciate that touch from Latumos. He decided not to go towards the net. He saw the Haiku had the opportunity to defend it, so he went once again on the wall, and that was to throw off Haiku a little bit. It didn't work perfectly, but it still it was better than a long clear. So we're still tied. We're still even here. No goals from anyone. We see the physicality still showing up, but it seems like Montana Maroon, they learned from the previous match, even though they're expecting the bumps, but they still have someone to cover every single time after Grand Canyon starts attacking.
They've had the defensive coverage for sure, and at times maybe too much. It was a recent double commit that offered them the clear. They're trying to move on it, but with that demolition, still hoping to get all members on deck here on the offensive spread there. You see AZ taking the shot, not able to find a lane to the net. Kaimana, good backboard defense to clear that ball away past the half-court line. Haiku does have Okifin there in the midfield ready to pick up the ball, and there's a follow from Haiku as well, but immediate challenge for each shot taker. This is the difference from GCU that we've seen, not giving time and space to Haiku, but creating the space instead on the counterattack. It's Kaimana for the opening goal.
It's Kaimana, everything on that shot. Oh my god, the clear was so powerful, so good. It forced a bad clear to the... They couldn't get it to the corner. Had that ball gone completely to the corner, probably Kaimana wouldn't have had the chance to put it on the net. But since they were, a little bit awkward on the defense, they were not able to do it, and Kaimana took the opportunity to score that one. Only 1 minute 30 seconds left. We haven't seen University of Montana score in a while now. I mean, they have been in a drought here. Oh, and Grand Canyon University attacking and taking every single action, every single opportunity they have.
Feels like as soon as Haiku had been stifled and really locked on from the defensive end of GCU that they've kind of been stripped from their fangs. They're not looking as dangerous anymore. Can they change that in the last minute of game number 3 to get that game advantage? Not only that, but match point. Next game as well, Haiku, there's the space, the time that they needed. The flicks right over the last defender, and that's what they need for the equalizer.
It only takes one mistake. That's it. Only one mistake for Haiku to take advantage and get the goal. You saw how Kaimana was too far away. No one was ready on the net. Haiku saw everything, placed the pieces together, and got the goal.
That's what it takes there, capitalizing on mistakes. University of Montana Maroon, they're able to do just that, but can they work off of that momentum now? Under a minute, much under that. We're getting close to half. So, and Haiku again with a chance here. There's the boost. There's the extra flip. Is it enough? Most assuredly it is. AZ, credit for the touch. Where'd the touch come from?
It seems like somewhere there. It was so tiny, so minuscule, but still, I mean, maybe got him a little bit more speed or something. I know for a fact that people were scared for the bump. They didn't attack that ball because they were a little bit scared of the bump, and that was enough for University of Montana to get the goal. Now watch it, because Kaimana was ready, was waiting for that pass, saw it a mile away, and we're still tied. Don't call it over. It's not over yet. Grand Canyon University is here to play some Rocket League.
Can't call it over when Kaimana's on the field. Impressive pass as well from Wilds. Generated so much power from that ball to come off the backboard and be right in position. That shot from Kaimana. Look at this from Wilds again, taking out the last defender. The ball's off of the crossbar and the post, so close for GCU to lock up their second win of the series, but they'll have to try again as Latumos being hounded right now from AZ. Wilds up to take that ball lower, but Okifin still getting the better of the dunk. Latumos past Haiku, but not without getting bumped out of position. AZ downfield. Is there a shot taker? Not quite. And for the second time in a row, we'll take an OT.
I was expecting that like a doink or something, and the ball keep going towards the net. I was crossing my fingers for that, but it didn't happen. Now Caimana attacking once again, very fast, very powerful, very accurate. Caimana in every single one of his shots. I think the player of the game for Grand Canyon University. So this is a Caimana versus Haiku showdown. We'll see who gets the last shot, the last goal of this game.
What happened on the goal line there earlier? There's a demo, there's a bump, everything that they needed to open the shooting lane. University of Montana Maroon strip dynamite across Broadway Street. There's no defenders left for GCU.
I gotta say, I was expecting something from Haiku, but it was AC, it was Oki Finn, the ones that got the play done. They absolutely use the 2v1 situation to their advantage. Go for the bump, get someone away. It's an easy shot. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna make sure it goes in. And they won the game. Now they have match point here on a very tight series. This has been, I mean, as even as you can't ask for.
It is. And listen, from two teams, from one that's still looking for their first win to another with a 2-4 record, you didn't really know what to expect. But I want to see who these teams have lost to. I mean, these players are coming in with the greatest speeds, the greatest comeback potential as well. I mean, Chewbacca, think about it. Both teams came off of scoring droughts to win their second or first games. You can't count either of these teams out, especially when you've sharpshooters like Caimana out there for GCU and like Haiku for University of Montana Maroon. Every game begs the eyes to scan these players. And game number 4 is going to be that next one. University of Montana Maroon, one game away from taking the series.
Can they do it? Can they do it in 4? In 4? Let's see if it's in the cards for them, because we have seen Grand Canyon University going to game number 5 a lot of times. They like to get there. They show that they have the power and the prowess to do it. So let's see if Montana Maroon will be able to do it in 4. Oh, what a pass and what a shot!
Got off to just the start they needed. Some shots weren't going their way, but Wilds, wow. Not only the guardian of the half-court line, but to dish that out to Latumos is something extraordinary. GCU, just the start they needed.
And you saw how Latumos just took the boost and went back in action. I mean, he was waiting for that pass. He was expecting the pass. That's a play that you go through, more than once to be able to get it that well done.
So exceptional teamwork coming out of GCU to start off game number 4 and get to that well-acclaimed game 5 that they're so used to going to. Sometimes I wonder if game 5 is even what they want, because despite the fact they've gone there 3 times, they've also lost in that position. So they're hoping to rewrite the narrative. To get the chance to do that, they need that save. Latumos does find a way out and is bombarding Haiku and the rest of Montana with a bunch of bumps.
So it is now Wilds with the dribble, with the pass to Latumos once again. I don't know how they were able to stop that one, but somehow Montana University was able to avoid that goal. Oki Finn has the chance. He got bumped on the play, so it's going to be an easy clear for Wilds.
And it's even more than a clear. He almost reaches the goal line with that ball. Latumos is hounding the ball once again. Not the touch that Caimana is looking for. Haiku hoping to get past every defender on that ride across the sideline. Haiku there again and is denied. Caimana there to save it away. They've got to be ever present of any chance that Haiku could possibly have, considering the absolute destruction that they've had. But this time, it's Latumos to Wilds for the GCU goal.
How many more times are we going to see this passing plays between Grand Canyon University? I'm not complaining. I am loving every single one of them. But I'm asking myself now, why was this not happening on games number 1 and 2? They were not playing like this. They were trying passing plays, but they were not as effective. And now it seems like it's clicking. Everything is clicking for them. Look at that. Once again, Wilds with the shot on the net. You see how Latumos goes for the bump. Caimana with the pass, and then after there's no one on net that is ready to defend, Wilds is able to get that shot, that powerful shot, and get the 3-0 lead.
I'm so impressed from Kaiman on that play as well. Used the last flip to get close to the ball and hit the ball as it bounced off the ground to throw off the defender. It's all about, flexing the mechanics in the most unique ways to surprise the defenders. And I think that was a wonderful display of originality coming out from these players, Kaiman especially from that dish. And GCU, I mean, this is the greatest lead we've seen in this series so far. With the low scoring effort, is it within University of Montana Maroon's potential to bring this game back?
Yeah, they're not down, definitely. I mean, we saw on the last game that they got the goal on the last minute, and then they got the fast win, not easy win, the fast win on the overtime. So they are very well can do one goal in each minute, and maybe put more than one in one of those minutes that they have, so they can still come back from this. And you see that they are playing fast. They are trying to get to that ball and trying to get control of it. So they are still playing like they want to win, which is a good sign for Montana Maroon University.
Can't give up on any of these teams. So many times they've experienced these droughts of scoring and come right back with the same fervor they started. So will University of Montana Maroon be able to do just that once again? I mean, they are losing the time that they need, I think, to do just that. But with those bumping plays, they could start to open the lanes that they need. AZ right off the post, a double post. Are you kidding me? It doesn't come closer than that.
The double post, so he went from A to C on that one completely. Oh, the pass is good. Now the second pass. Oh, what a save by Kaimana. That was great. Great read, great height on the flight, and everything was well done. And now that ball, it's scary, a little bit scary, but Oki Finn is able to pass it to AZ. AZ catch it on the air with the flip reset, going at it. Wow, the fake, and no chance for Hiker. No, sir, couldn't get it. Missed opportunity. And now the ball back again on the orange zone of the field.
Fortunately, 0 points on the scoreboard, but man, are there style points for this Montana Maroon team. I mean, they are flexing what they got in store, but if you don't use those tools in the kit wisely, you will not have a chance in these games. Goal line demo opens up a 4th for GCU.
I don't think anyone was expecting the demo. I don't think anyone was expecting someone to go for that demo at that time, because there was no shot. And when you don't have any shot, it's kind of pointless to go for the demo. But it seems like Grand Canyon University, they have that physicality game on point. And now we see this lead. It's practically impossible for Montana Maroon to win this game. They're gonna have to focus on the next match. That's good. That's good that they got a goal on that one. It is good because it's like a morale booster. The offense is still good. They have a chance for the next game. But yes, they got to concentrate now on the things they can do to improve upon this and not beat themselves too low because they're losing pretty badly.
Gives a little faith that this team can turn it around in the next game, start to take a little bit of momentum out of GCU's team. A little wind out of the sails. We'll see if it has any weathering effects on this game 5. Then again, Chimago, I am just so scared. I don't care that they had a dominant performance in game 4. I am so afraid for this team to get in another game 5 that they've historically lost every time they've got there. But, despite that, I am very impressed with this GCU squad. Like we said, it's a convincing victory. And, while we've seen the flip resets and double taps from Montana, GCU, Chamaco, just say, hey, we've got the demos and we've got the on-target goals, and that's what wins out.
Yeah, but this is the time where the coach has to have a few words with the players from Montana Maroon. Tell them, hey guys, okay, we're getting demoed. This is how you counter that, how you get away from that, and how you can avoid it. So it is. They have a chance, they have to adapt, they have to adjust, and it is those type of teams that are able to adjust, that make changes in between matches, in between series, that show that they can actually be champions in the future. So University of Montana Maroon, I think they know what they need to do. It's about time to implement it, to put it in practice now, and see if they can take this game number 5.
Playbooks can always be drawn up, but the implementation, the execution of your plays is what matters. In game 5, is it going to be University of Montana Maroon to instill their dominance, find a win here, or will GCU, can they break the streak of losses, the 3 that they've had in Game 5s of NECC? Can they break it and finally find a win against a strong team? Latumos hoping to get them off the right foot. Great double tap opportunity, but rule 1, we all know it as Rocket League players. It'll break with a bumper, a demo there. But for a moment, we had 2v2 there, Chamaco.
Well, if you're Montana Maroon, you gotta break that one. You know, you get High Crew on the rule, and he's your best player. No way. And Latimos now, he has been an excellent defensive player. He has been very good with his teammates getting the passes. In this one, almost a solo play. I mean, it was a pass from Wilds. Yes, I'm gonna give you that, but it was a well-executed play, an excellent shot by Latimos to give Grand Canyon University the early lead.
Yeah, you know what? The ball landed on the ground, and so you think, oh, was it the best shot, really? Yeah, it was. It was the bottom corner. It's where the defenders weren't. That's all that matters when you consider the range between the posts under the crossbar. Put it where the goalie isn't. That's what Latumos did, and Wilds, no credit for the assist on the last play, is getting a heroic save there to keep the GCU lead intact.
Yeah, heroic is the word indeed. Now, Wilds, he didn't have any boost, so he didn't go for the ball. He went to steal the boost of the opponent, and Latumos another chance. He's going for the backboard and the self-play. No, sir! It is for Caimana. Caimana to Wilds, and Wilds! He roars in the goal! They get another one. This team is on fire.
Game 4 was no fluke, folks. That 4-0 lead that we saw from GCU is, again, showing its face, maybe in terms of, in the perspective of Montana, is raising its ugly head here. It could come yet again. 2-0, very quick. GCU looking for 3. Latimos thought the flip reset was there, never came. Wild still pressuring Montana Maroon on this offensive.
They are. And they keep everything. Oh my God! Latimos, take it easy. I think I said at some point that he wasn't like this offensive player. That's what he thought I meant, and maybe I did meant it a little bit. But wow, what a play! I mean, the steal and then the last time touch to put the ball on the net over the defender, across the defender maybe. That's incredible play by Latimos, and watching by Wilds, it is so close to being in.
Are they forming a highlight reel out of this match now? I don't even know if this is a competition anymore. This is like reminds me of the freestyle competition at Worlds when everybody's just rating the shots. I mean, even consider Latumos. We talked about most of the shots have gone through off of passes. That last one was a solo play. But speaking of individualistic efforts, High Crew cannot be forgotten about. This is still a force to be reckoned with.
Right, and when you get high on that offense, then you forget about defense. And I think Latimos was waiting for the pass, waiting for another highlight reel, and he forgot to be back on the net and help his teammate whenever they lose the ball. So High Crew was able to get that shot, courtesy of Ace with the pass, and now it's, I mean, that will be something in the mind of Grand Canyon. Maybe they have to stop being so reckless and start defending a little bit more. Maybe that's something that's gonna play a factor. Here, another shot, and what a save by Wilds.
Yeah, GCU definitely need to keep their head on straight, not on a swivel. Caimana had a pre-jump from the ceiling on the last play, which, again, you don't really see players trying unless they're in casual game mode. So they're feeling confident. They're feeling like they can flex their ways here, but they've got a lead to hang on to as well. Very lethal team. They may extend that lead, though High Crew actually able to put it away. Caimana past another defender, and this is still a chance for GCU to leverage as they turn the corner.
You see it. You see that plays like that tell you that Montana Maroon really wants to win this one. High Crew is still on the game. He's going for the pinch, and Wilds was able to read that pinch very well. Caimana trying to get it on the from the wall and get the dribble and do the play, but no. I mean, Montana Maroon is now leaving no space in between the ball and Grand Canyon University. It's very, very speedy on their plays, and I like it. I like it. I mean, it's the last effort that they have here on this last game of the match. But let's see if it works, because they're playing to win this. Don't be fooled. They are playing to win.
Can't be fooled at all, especially as Haiku is looking for a shooting lane. The pass down to the infield. AZ just couldn't get there quickly enough. Does still boost, but is punished for their efforts with the demolition eliminated from the field here. University of Montana Maroon trying to give every opportunity that they can to score this goal that will tighten the score line here, but still nothing for their efforts over the past couple of minutes here of play. AZ, what an angle, and it threads the needle between the defenders. Chamaco, nobody on GCU expected this shot.
Pyro, I was not expecting that shot. I thought it was going to be a pass for Finn. I thought it was going to be a pass for Oki Finn, but no, it was a shot on net. 50 seconds, only 1 goal difference. This is way not over, okay guys? Not over by any means.
Well, we started tonight with a sweep. We went to a Game 4 victory. Now we are at Game 5. This is truly the culmination of our NECC matches and efforts tonight. Can University of Montana Maroon give us a third overtime of this series as well? 1 goal stands before them, and that potential result, GCU, well, they've just got to hang on for the ride. It is AZ looking for a route out, and that next touch gives them exactly that as Latimos tries to put it in safe territory. AZ can't get that touch, but oh, he just left it up for Oki Finn. 2 shot takers, too much for GCU to handle.
It's everyone getting involved, absolutely everyone. Oki Finn, High Crew, AZ, every single one of them are attacking and putting goals on the net. 15 seconds left here. Are we going to an overtime?
It might feel like it, but the University of Montana Maroon, they've got a lot of momentum to work with here. However, Latumos tries to strike, and it was right at the moment to heat up and do just that. Off of the kickoff, GCU take the lead back.
Larumo's telling me, Chamaco, it doesn't matter if everyone is involved or I am involved, and that's it. It doesn't matter as long as we have more goals on the scoreboard. And with that 4th goal, it seems that they're cementing the win, but it is not over yet. Let's see, 4 seconds here. High Crew trying to put the ball. Oh, it is high. Watch it. The ball's still not on the ground. AC with a shot, and now good save by GCU, and it is all over, and the curse is broken. GCU got their first win here in the NECC.
Imagine being one of those players right now, Chamaco. The relief that they feel because it was all crumbling beneath them, right? The 3-goal lead that's a start, trying to pre-jump some passes, feeling groovy, feel like the wind's in the bag, and then goal by goal from University of Montana Maroon were coming to haunt them, but they hung on. And that last goal sealed the deal for this team to finally get a win. Grand Canyon University, I almost said Grand Champion University, I almost did. Get their first win, Chamaco. A good reason to celebrate.
I was thinking to myself, if we go to overtime, I'm thinking Montana Maroon, you know? If we go to overtime, they have the momentum. It's all. I mean, it's here. It is it. That's it. But oh my God! I mean, that's play by Latumos. He was too good. He was just too good on that last match. He was doing everything perfectly. And you know, you guys in Grand Canyon University, you gotta be celebrating that you have him on your team. You know, he did good. He did really good.
Yeah, a lot of most very clutch maneuvers in that match. Shout out to Wilds and Kaimana as well. That whole team, hey, that was a team effort for sure to take it over. A tough squad like University of Montana Maroon. But folks, that is a wrap for us tonight. 3 awesome Rocket League matches for NECC week number 7. So happy to have Michael and especially Storm Warrior on the back end, making everything look good. My name's been Pyro J, and I have to say, Chamaco, what a pleasure. Give me one last look here on the broadcast in case there's anything you wanted to say, but what a pleasure casting with you.
Thank you for the kind words. I'm here whenever you want me, man. Just call me. I'll be here. But it was a pleasure. Great nights.
Like Kim Possible, he will be there at any time. We love to see it. NECC Rocket League matchup, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep an eye on that A stream for NECC as well. If we can get you there, we most certainly will. But for us, that's all for tonight. Thank you so much.